Oh,
Hey,
here will I.
how
Hey,
did we get here?
hey.
It's like we were not anywhere, and then we turned the thing on. Now we exist
I
again.
was wondering if we
For
could
like,
have some sweaty balls.
man, we could have some sweaty balls.
You want some sweaty balls?
Oh, I love some sweaty balls.
You are a sweaty ball.
You know what? I kind of am.
Wait, what?
What?
If your balls sweated all the time,
I would definitely have to wear some sort of ball diaper or something.
yeah, but you wouldn't even try to take care. You would just put band-aids on it, basically.
Ow!
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to put band-aids on it.
You'd be like, I don't want to fix
Hurt.
this issue. Let's just wear different underwear.
Just have to have the AC on all the time. Just sit in front of the AC. Never wear pants.
So you could push the smell over to us.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Listen, sharing is caring.
What's today's show about, dating?
We're talking.
Oh, you want me to put it up again? Here,
Yeah.
Good. What does this even mean?
I don't know. What is
JD comes up with the craziest
I
fucking
know,
show
it's
ideas.
weird. I come up with these ideas and then I just forget exactly what
Yeah.
I came up with, and he just has to.
This is his title. Who comes up with? Just read the first part of the title.
What is the point of life?
Yeah.
if
Now,
life is life?
no, just the first part.
Oh, what is the point of life?
Oh, come on, JD. Why does it have to be so melodramatic?
I mean, I am into the metals and like the wearing all black and things.
Yeah. See, JD is here for the humor.
Giggity. But
This part of the show. Just kidding. JD's very funny to look at. You should watch us on YouTube Live and interact.
I have a face for radio.
Yeah, you're watching and listening to I Don't Make This Things Up. I'm Thomas J. Bliss. This is JD McGivney. Today we're going to be discussing JD's last show. And
Hi guys.
And if you want to keep in touch with JD and follow his adventures of a resilient entertainer, just go to makearightleft.com and you'll be able to maintain some sort of distance from him through the internet.
Yeah. Cheers.
So I heard you're dating. Is this true? What's going on with this?
Yeah, I've
You're
been
pointing to things and going, what are you, 1978?
Yeah, and I've been, making sure I keep track of things on the calendar, so I have to
Is that true?
date things.
I thought it was actually, honestly, he has been dating. He's been throwing the dates all over the living room, and I have to clean it up behind him. I'm like, what are you doing?
You have to make sure the dog doesn't eat too much, because then it messes up with his tummy, and he's not too happy about that.
Who are you? All right, what's today's show about?
What is the point?
Can you just get to it? Why do you have to just ramble? The people just want to hear. Just get to it.
All right.
You're just taking forever. All right,
the end.
Go
That's
ahead.
the point.
Go ahead. I'm not even interrupting you. What is it?
Is the point of life?
How many times are you going to say this?
Is not fulfilling your existence.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. Be more than some cream.
I mean, I definitely can go for some cream on my coffee.
JD, what does that even mean to you? Why would you want to talk about that thing?
I mean, I think it's a good thing to every now and again kind of just reassess what you're doing in life and see if you're actually happy doing what it.
I'm never happy. So should I do nothing?
You should definitely go get that looked at.
I have many a times for many months. It's called depression.
Do they have like a cream for that?
Just because you enjoy doing something doesn't necessarily mean you're happy. And just because you're not happy
doesn't mean you don't enjoy doing something.
But I just burped. Tell me what that smells like. What does that smell like?
Oh my God.
Is that chicken fried turkey?
All right, and I'm dead.
All right, so now we can start the show. Anyway, this is how you make life happen. All right. What is the point of life if life itself is not fulfilling your existence? I'm going to assume what JD means with this is that he's talking about, like, are you doing things you want to do that add value to your life? Like, are you enjoying not so much what you're doing, but do you feel you're getting anything out of it? Like, is it something you thought about going, I would like to add to my life or add to the world or add to others by doing A, B, and C? Are you doing those things? Or are you just paying your bills? Yeah. Are you just, I have to do this because I have to exist. So, but also you could be more than a dream, meaning, are you sitting there working a crappy job or doing things you don't really like and going, man, I wish I was doing A, B, and C. So this is a good topic, JD. Excellent work.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so go ahead.
For you.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about it. How does one make this a reality?
Well, first off, you gotta ask what it is you want to be doing.
What is it you want to be doing?
At the moment, not hosting.
Why not?
I'm a terrible host.
Well, that's true. No, you know what it is? I'm still the host, even if you're talking. The host directs the show and keeps it moving. I'm throwing it to the co-host to keep it going when I drink, but I have to also be the co-host when I drink.
Yeah. Listen, you wear many hats.
I don't wear any hats.
I mean, that's true. Wait, so you're saying the headphones wouldn't count as hats?
No,
Okay.
they're not.
Then you're not wearing any
How
hats.
is this a hat? If anything, it's one of the, what do you call
It's
those? The
a
things
hat.
for the girls. They put
A
the
headband?
the headband. No,
Earmuffs?
the plastic thing that has the little teeth in it, and they put it in their hair to hold
Oh
that.
yeah. Isn't that just a plastic headband?
Isn't it? I guess it is a headband. Yeah.
We'll just say it's a headband.
I'm not gonna argue with you on this because I don't know these kind of things.
Plastic
Plastic headbands, yeah,
What's it?
with teeth.
Oh, there.
That's exactly what I was talking about. There they are.
Oh, look at that.
Yep, that's what I was talking
It
about.
was a headband.
See, specifically plastic.
Ooh.
So I would say if we were gonna say the headphones or anything, it'd be plastic. So go ahead, Jetty. Pull us along. Let's have some more dead air.
All right.
Oh, there it goes.
So basically, you got to do what you want to do.
Yeah, all right, this is good. This is good.
Listen, I'm just here for the hearts. You're the smarts.
No, you said you were also laughs. Let's get some jokes in. Come on, dance, monkey.
So two guys walk into a bar.
Yeah, you think no? They ended up sitting down. They ordered some drinks, had a nice time. One of them had hors d'oeuvres, and then they left.
Well, they weren't even supposed to be there today.
Yeah. Wait, what? See, I'll make a JD laugh, but he's the one who's supposed to be the funnies.
I almost choked on coffee.
I think I'm the funnies. You're the honeys because you have all the honeys. Like all you do is get the girls. How do you get the girls? That's what I want to do in my life. I want to get all the girls. How do I do that?
Well, first off, in order to get all the honeys, you have to have a bunch of honey pots.
Yeah,
and
but
just leave the jars open. And
do you think they'll
It's a
come there
sweetener.
because I have pot? This is JD avoiding the questions. How do I get women?
Well,
how do I build up my rapport with women?
Oh, it's gotta be you. Gotta be genuine.
It's not working. I am me. I am as genuine as I could possibly be, more than any other human being in the world.
But at the moment, you are avoiding people, so that is also.
I'm not avoiding people. I just have no interest in talking to them while I deal with my inner. Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
I guess that is avoid. See, I don't argue with them. You know. So how do you do it? You just talk to women. That's it.
I just talk to people.
So you're telling me every day you're mostly talking to people and not women. That's kind of messed up if you put it that way.
Hey, wow.
You're talking to people and not women? Or are you talking to women and people?
Women are people.
So what are you saying? You just talk to people, but you don't classify women as anything other than people.
I was saying people in general. This way it wasn't just.
Oh, so it's like they,
it's
them.
Understood.
Oh, you got it. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you just talk to people who happen to mostly be female recognizing genders.
Not always, no.
What does that even mean?
I socialize with people, is what I'm saying.
You don't socialize. You were inside all day. You don't even socialize with me. You ignore me.
Not all day.
Every day.
At least 3/4 of it, but the other quarter, we're still.
I'm like, JD, what are you doing? He's like, 1 second. I'm responding to a person, not a girl, a person. So you don't talk to women all day?
Not all day, no.
But do you talk to women mostly all day?
Not mostly all day.
Do you mostly talk to women throughout the day?
Not mostly women, but I will talk to people.
Wait, what does that even mean?
It means men and women.
Yeah, but I'm saying, do you mostly talk with women? And you're saying, no, I mostly talk with people. But you only talk with people. Yeah, you can't mostly talk with people.
No, but what I'm saying is I talk to a mixture of men and women.
I know, but you said mostly talk to people. Meaning that people are separate from women.
But no.
What are you talking about? You either mostly talk to women.
I talk to the dog who isn't a people.
But not on your phone.
This is true. I don't need to talk to him.
That's just a funny way of you putting it. No, I don't talk mostly to women. I talk mostly to people.
Yeah.
Does that mean women are? That's what I'm saying. Do you believe women are not people?
No.
Then why do you separate them?
I wasn't separating.
You said mostly.
I talk to people throughout the day.
You said mostly. I don't mostly talk to women. I mostly talk to people. That is you categorizing the people in a way that if you talk to men and women, even with that statement, it is not accurate based on you saying I mostly talk to people.
I mean, I will talk to my computer sometimes.
But not on the phone. It's just funny. Do you not hear what I'm saying?
I think I hear what you're saying.
I said you mostly talk to women. You said, no, I do not mostly talk to women. I mostly talk to people, because you were trying to say I talk to everybody. But you can't mostly talk to people,
Well, then I will
because
change
that would
my
be
statement.
everybody that you talk to.
So then I changed my statement to I mostly talk to everybody.
You don't mostly, you do talk to everybody. You can't mostly, if that means they talk to you and you ignore them.
No.
How can you mostly talk to everybody on the phone specifically? You can't. You either are talking to people. No. You are that is. We both know that's not what you meant. But
that is not what I meant.
I know. You're either talking to everybody, which would be people. You can't mostly talk to everybody.
Then I remove the word mostly from my statement.
But I say that you can't do that when you're comparing it to when you say, no, I do not mostly talk to women. I mostly talk to people or everybody. Because that statement that's not an accurate statement.
Well, then I will take the word mostly out.
So you don't talk to women, you just talk to people.
I talk to people.
But not women.
I do talk to women because they are people.
But not as many as you talk to men. You talk to more men than women.
I would say it's a good half and half.
So what is it, like 50-50?
We'll say 50-50.
What about 75-75?
That doesn't add up to 100.
Yeah, but it's 150. It's still even. Still 50-50.
Check, please.
Hey, I don't talk mostly to women. I talk mostly to people. That's like my favorite thing today. How do you talk mostly to people? Because they're not all women. Are you saying women are not people? No, I'm just saying I talk to,
everybody.
Everyone mostly. You can't talk to everyone mostly. Because, do you understand what I'm saying, though? Like, women are a group of everyone.
Yes.
So if they're a group of people and you say I don't talk mostly to women, I talk mostly to people, then you're saying women aren't people. But you also can't talk mostly to people.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because you're just saying I talk to everyone.
Yes.
That's because you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. So that's why I said
what's today's show about?
Grammar.
Well, then I'll take over. Well, do you have respect for both women and people?
I don't have respect for anybody.
So just trying to get him over here. I would love for you to be in the audience and I don't know you and you're with a girl and I go to you, hey JD, all right, I go, hey,
you guy
with the tattoos. I see you sitting. Is this your girl? And you'd be like, yeah, right? And I'd be like, on a scale of 1 to 2, how hot is she? You'd be like, a 2. And I'm like, oh, that's not bad. Does she have like a best friend or anything? And you'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, how hot is she on a scale of 1 to 2? A 1. And I'd be like, your girl is only attractive enough by 1 point from her best friend.
Wah, wah.
And then he'd be like, mostly people. I mostly talk to people. What does that have to do with it? Mostly it's greens. I stay away from a lot of meats. I think you left the room, sir. Yep. I sure like driving away. What's that have to do with anything? Yeah. So I play music. I'll be your guardian. Someone save me from this conversation. We're not going to comedy anymore. We won't go to comedy.
I mean, I love that I'm able to have this conversation with you and not even say anything.
Well, I'm mostly having the conversation.
I know.
See how I made it work?
It's great.
By the way, did you see how I made a song and I used this already an existing song and made a conversation with it?
You did. It always entertains me when you take a song and kind of add your own little spin on it.
Yeah, like Metallica does.
Wait, what?
That's how they became famous.
Oh yeah, they ended up just copying it verbatim.
All right, so what is today's show about?
It's about.
Gonna have to edit all his stuff out. It'll just be like, so anyway, JD, what are your thoughts on that? And then it would go back to me.
Life.
That's really interesting, JD.
Quiet silence.
No, it just keeps cutting to me. So what is the point of life itself? What is the point of life if life itself is not fulfilling your existence?
I guess the point of today's show is figuring out what it is you want out of life.
I guess. What do you want out of life?
I mean,
Mostly to talk to people.
I do like talking to people. So I'll put
No,
it out there.
mostly talk to people.
Mostly talking to
You
people.
don't want to mostly talk to women though.
I mean, they're part of the people group.
If you talk to 51% of women, do you pull it back? So
Wait.
it's because you did say mostly people. So do you pull it back to 49? Just so like you're talking to mostly people 51% of the time. You don't want women to think they have all your attention.
I'm not sure I'm keeping track of the statistics that.
What I'm saying
closely.
is, you said I talk to men and women about 50-50, right? So I was like, yeah, but if you start talking to women like 51% of the time, do you pull it back?
I mean, in that situation,
You're like,
you have
whoa, I'm gonna cut you down to 2 minutes. Why? I can't. I have to talk to people
Listen.
50-50.
If you're getting over to the 51%, we
Yeah.
can't have that.
Yeah. People think I care about people instead of women. I care about people, or mostly people. I don't want them to think I care about mostly women. I mostly care about people, just not. So I don't. 50. We got to move that down.
I love that I've mutated into Colonel Sanders.
I mean, I'm just making up a character now. Figured with and no offense to people in the South, but offense taken. That's I figured if I just sound like a dumb. Did you know that Alabama had so much inbreeding
Oh,
that they started there was a family lineage that was being born with blue skin?
wait, what?
My name's JD. I don't know anything that goes on in this world. So the point of their life was basically to get rid of that gene by not having sex with brothers and sisters.
Alabama blue skin.
What's it say? Right? Blue skin people.
The Fugits?
Yeah, the Fugits.
Holy crap!
You didn't believe me, did you? You had to
Fugits,
look.
a
You had to
family.
look this up, didn't you?
I did. I'm on.
Oh, it's
Wikipedia.
Kentucky, but isn't that?
Hills of Kentucky. That is not Alabama.
Yeah, it's in Kentucky. My bad.
The Fugits, a family that lived in the hills of Kentucky, commonly known as the Blue Fugits or the Blue People of Kentucky, are notable for having been carriers of a genetic trait that led to the blood disorder.
Yeah, their blood would be brown, and then brown with light made it blue on their skin.
Methemoglobinemia.
Whatever it is, isn't that
which
crazy?
Causes the appearance of blue. Holy crap!
They look like Smurfs.
Oh, whoa!
Okay. Oh yeah, Smurfs. I can't believe you don't know about these people.
I do now. He literally looks like Papa Smurf.
He is Papa Smurf. Oh, look, his fingers are messed up too.
Dude.
This is because there's inbreeding. Basically, don't inbreed.
That's crazy.
Blue Man Group not really working out, isn't even all right. Anyway, so what's today's show about?
Apparently, inbreeding to get blue skin.
All right, we're gonna mostly talk about people today, and not we're not gonna categorize.
That is officially my my new favorite statistic. So thank you for introducing.
How's that a statistic?
What? Oh,
There's no statistic involved in that, unless mostly the people are blue and women are not.
I mean, that's true.
Mostly people. Dude, that's gonna be hitting me all day. I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night. Mostly people.
The dog would be like, what?
Dad, can you mostly get to sleep?
Mostly shut up, Dad.
No, mostly go to bed. Change my dog's name to Mostly. That's actually a pretty good name.
Mostly Perial.
What's your name? Mostly. What? Yeah, Mostly. I named the lead character, the main character in my book, Devious. And the first time I said that, because like we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, like when we were very young.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "I'm really bad at names. Come up with names." I was like, "Well, you're a good guy, so it'd be kind of funny if your name was Devious." And he was like, "That is awesome." There was like no pushback because it just sounds like a good name. What's your name? Devious.
You're like,
think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't because it's just the name, Devious.
Yeah, which is crazy because Devious is definitely not devious.
No, he's not a devious character at all. He's a very good character.
He's like, hey.
No, he's not like it. No, he's a berserker, but like he's kind to people and he's caring and he protects people. But like at the same time, his name is Deep. I just thought that was interesting. I was just so mostly sounds like another name.
That's like naming your dog Chris, and it's like a Rottweiler.
Don't steal my jokes to get some laugh. JD's not here to make people laugh. JD's here to make people laugh with my jokes mostly.
I mean, that's mostly what I'm here for.
It is mostly what he's here for. He goes, "Oh, what did Tom say this week that made me pee my pants?" Well, there was that time he peed on my pants. Does that count? Hey, Tom, remember that time? It's like, that's the same story. Don't try to hold and laugh. You can't. I'm funny. I'm going to make you laugh. Go ahead. Make me laugh. Let's see if you can make me
laugh. I got one.
All right, go.
Jupiter does not orbit around the sun.
No, that's just sad.
Oh. I win.
No, I'm laughing at myself because I made a joke.
Technicality, I win.
We should do that joke, dad jokes, and see who can make each other laugh.
No, I laugh at my own jokes. I would lose to myself.
I know he'd be like, "Hey, how much is the chimney on the roof?"
It's on the house.
It's on the house. And I would go, "Okay." That joke, by the way, that girl that you sent me, the other people do that joke first. Even it's an old joke, but they were the ones who made it, like where they would go, "It's on the house," and they would hit something and go, Those people, they did it way before she did it.
I think what makes her video so funny is the fact she's hearing all these jokes and she can't keep a straight face when she's sharing it with her husband. And that's what makes
it's an act.
It's still funny.
It's not funny. Did you see the one where she's like, where it all started? And
no.
her father goes, "What do you see out there in the cold?"
Oh, yeah.
Jar of chili. Oh, so you did see it.
That one, yeah, I saw that one.
I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that.
I thought it was like something else.
That video is literally her going, "This is where it started." That's what she says. "This is where it started." And then it's her father.
With the chili outside.
So I said, "Did you see the video where she said, 'This is where it started,' and it's with her father?" No. Oh, well, this is a video with her father. And he opens it, and there's the jar of chili. Oh, I seen that one.
I stand corrected.
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly correct.
I think mostly would be a good name. I'm trying to figure out if it's a good name. Mostly.
Javier Mostly.
Mostly. Think about that though. It could be like Chris Mosley. Yeah, look at
that works.
Because there's Ted Mosby.
And there could be Chris Mostly.
Mostly
sounds like.
And we can make an original show where the guy is talking to his kids in the future about how he met his Uncle Joe's favorite aunt's uncle's best friend's student's secretary's roommate, which doesn't make them related. But ultimately, the show could be about how he actually met their mother, though.
I mean, that'd be great.
Do you know they filmed one episode? I believe they filmed it. They filmed the pilot to How I Met Your Father.
Oh dear God!
And it was supposed to be from her perspective, as she's dying in the.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert! I knew she was dead before the show even brought that up, because I was like, the first episode, I go, "Oh, the mother is going to be,
dead."
No, the whatchamacallit, the aunt,
Robin.
I was like, "Oh, Robin's going to be the girl he's talking about," right? And then, because there's it doesn't matter. If you watch the first episode, there's a scene with Ted Mosby talking to his kids, and there's something in that scene that gives it away. And I have a photographic memory, and I was like, "Oh, that's the thing that's in the thing." Anyway, so
was it the trumpet?
No, but anyway, because the trumpet comes in at because he has to go steal it when he's older.
He steals it 3 times in these shows.
I know, but when he's older, he goes and he steals it, and then he's in front. But anyway, but I was like, and then they were like, "Oh, she can't have kids." Spoiler. And then they were like, "Hey, this is the actual mother." And I was like, "But the mother, well, then the mother's dead, because this is the person he's going to end up with." And turns out, though, this is a funny twist of fate. They had Victoria, who I thought was an amazing character, until they just were like, "We got to get rid of her," so they made her terrible. But because she wasn't supposed to, but she was originally going to be the mother. Victoria was going to be the mother. The baker.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, it's been so long since I've seen it. There was a lot of things that were similar between her and the mother, correct? When they started introducing her character,
something like that. It's just
because like at the very beginning of the show, Ted has a whole bunch of allusions to like this is like things that your mother did, whatever things that. And I thought if I remember correctly, they had things that what she was doing was like linked up and similar.
I don't know. All I know is that the writers came out and said that they weren't sure they were going to get picked up for X amount of seasons. Mm-hmm. So they were working that if they had to end the show, like if they were told this is your last season, they were going to make her the mother. But they had plans to make the other girl the mother. But they were like, we need this many seasons to get there. Right. So, and then, but with Robin, I was like, after that first, I was like, so she's not their biological mother, but I know that she becomes their mother, stepmom. But,
stepmom Robin.
But also there's an episode where, he runs and he goes, I'm going to meet you in X amount of time, in a couple of days, but I wish I could meet you right now. And I was like, oh, I was right. She does die. She has to die. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yes.
Anyway, so what's today's show about, JD?
Apparently, How I Met Your Mother.
How did you meet my mother?
Actually, I met her in person at the Altanian show.
That's so weird because she wasn't there.
Oh.
She was mostly there, but not all there. She was like 48%.
It's just like, metaphysically there, like in spirit.
What would you do if you met somebody and then you found out, like you hung out with them and stuff for like a day, and then you go and you're like, oh yeah, no, I was just hanging out with Bill, and like I just came from Bill's wake 2 days ago.
Ooh, that would be really creepy. I'd probably be like, you mess with me. You got to be messing with me. Especially if you came out and said that first. I imagine you'd be like, I don't know, because I could see you just like joking around.
No, like you don't even know who Bill is. You just met Bill, and you met Bill at a friend's house, and then you and Bill left the friend's house and hung out for the day. But Bill has been dead for X amount of time at this point.
Yeah, no, I'd probably be like freaking out, and I would probably end up letting my anxiety do all this crazy like paranormal research.
So your anxiety would mostly take over?
Mostly. I mean, my desire to eat and, poop every now and
again. Why though? Why?
Because that would be like,
I don't get
weird.
Why? So that would activate you. So you're telling me when you saw a vagina for the first time, you didn't have an anxiety attack? Because it's weird.
No, it's not paranormal.
It's gooey. It's missing. The penis fell off.
It's not dead.
Some of them are. Some of them. See, JD's the funniest. Yeah. He made me laugh. See, JD, very, very funny guy.
Oh, God.
All right. So what's today's show?
So what would you do if you hung out with like a dead guy?
I have many a times.
Like for real, he's dead guy.
Yeah.
Not just boring dead.
Well, I mean, you're boring. No, but you'll be the bane of me. Yeah. Hey, you never hung out with a ghost?
I mean,
the ghosts all around us. Hey, what's up, June? Oh, wait. What's up, May?
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be May. My name's JD. I have original jokes. They live inside my compartment of memorizing other people's stuff.
Yep.
I have not done It's Gonna Be May this whole month until just now.
I mean, it is.
No, it's the
second.
It's mostly the second.
It's mostly the second.
Yeah, but it is definitely all the first.
It's the first I'm hearing about it.
It's the first I'm hearing about the second. Next, you're going to tell me a third is going to appear, and then the whole month is going to be gone.
Oh my God! How not even?
This year is mostly gone.
How not even?
That's an accurate statement.
Wait, what?
The year is mostly gone.
It is
because it's not a full year now. Mostly.
Well, after
we're 5 months in, so it's mostly gone.
Not yet, because after next month is done, which is the halfway point. After that's done, then
it's not mostly here; it's mostly gone.
Then I guess it is.
We are past it here. The new year is mostly gone.
Oh, the new year.
The year is mostly gone. Right?
We're not past the halfway point.
So. I didn't say this year is mostly over. I'm saying the year is mostly gone.
But it can't be because we're not past the halfway point.
It's not mostly over. I mean, it's not mostly gone. It's mostly over. Because you can't go backwards. You can't add to it. But it's not gone.
Yeah.
Because we still got, 7 months? What is it? 6 months? 7. Because 5 and 7 will always be 12.
Yeah.
As 8 and 5 will always be 13. How are you with math?
Terrible.
Let's try some math with you. What's 4 times 0?
0.
Don't make fun of me. When did you realize you were not good with math, but decided that you would still try to be good at
math? All throughout high school, basically, they started doing all this weird trigonometry and geometry and all this stuff. I'm just like, I don't know what any of this is. So I just went to whatever I needed to, get the whatever.
But what I'm saying is, you always say you're not good at math and you hate math. But whenever math problems come up, you jump on it to solve it, as if that's going to do something.
It just built into my person to, if there's like a problem or something that needs to be solved.
Is it competitive though to you? Like, oh, let's see if I can get 3 plus 8. Do you know what that is? Because if 7 and 3 is what? 10, then you have to just add the 1. So you know that it's always 11.
Now I know it's 11.
Did you know that, right?
Now.
Would you have added 8 and 3?
Yeah.
See, I added 7 and 3, but I didn't have to count it up because I know 7 and 3 in my head is always going to be 10. So I just added 1.
That makes sense.
That's how I do math. I don't actually add with math. I go to the nearest, like when we
you go to the nearest one that you know by heart.
Yeah, like when you're like, how do you do the grocery number so quick? Basically, if it's $184, I go 100, half of 100 is 50. I don't have to do any math, right? And half of 80 is 40, and half of or whatever, half of 40 is 20. So I already know that 5 and 2 is 7, so it has to be 70, and then I got to add half of 8 is 4, so it's 74. That's like, but I'm not. There's no adding and subtracting. I just know
those numbers.
Yeah, I just know the half value. And then it's not like I'm going, all right, so it's 5 plus, like.
So basically what you're telling me is that you'd be really good with like physics.
I don't know, because I mostly.
Because physics is mostly math.
Is it math or is it
Physics is a lot.
Oh yeah, it is math. It's because there's a lot of letters in it.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of letters, but the letters represent
X equals Y. Speaking of X equals Y, JD, what's today's show about?
Figuring out what you want to do with yourself.
Figuring out what your X is so you can have your Y's. See how I brought it back? See how I brought it? That's why I'm smarter than everyone.
Yeah.
I hate being smart. I just want you to know that. I wish I was like, where you could just enjoy life. You'd be like, I ate 7 meals today. And then you feel, like that's it. like life, you have no stress with that, like what am I gonna, I'm so hungry, like that's your day. Me, I'm going, how do I not deal with people?
Like my schedule's so full, just go away.
Yeah, everyone. Do I kill or not kill today?
Let me just cuddle the dog.
I am foreseeing the pattern of events leading for the next 20 years. Should I wait it out or should I do something about it now? Meanwhile, you're like, what's for lunch? And I'm like, how's this guy even enjoying?
You're like, I'm on breakfast. How you on lunch?
But see what I'm saying? He's thinking about my food. I'm literally thinking about the future events based on pattern recognition. Because I literally, that's my curse that's my genius curse is like patterns. But like I just downloaded this mystery game where like you have to go through like rooms and scenarios to figure it out. And I'm like,
you're like done.
Because
how are you on like escape rooms? Have you ever done one?
That's what it is. It's you're basically solving mysteries to get out of situations.
Wait. So, but have you been?
I've never been into an escape room, but I'd probably be good with it.
You'd probably be done in like 5 minutes.
I'd probably be bad at like the riddles, right?
Why bad at the riddles? Because
they purposely like try to make them like stupid, convoluted riddles, like on the first fire of seven veils, and you're like, well, what is veil? Like now, all right, every word is important. Is veil like a different word? But like I could probably look at the room and be like, all right, we need that. So it's a key. All right, what's the key to life? Oh, there's a skeleton. Like my brain would do it like that. I would like, but I would. Some people would go, all right, we got to figure out this thing, and I would go, no, I'm gonna look around the room. Because like the first thing I have to do is
take in all the information.
Yeah, I have to absorb the data, and then I'll have all the data,
and then you can just beautiful mind it.
Yeah. It's cake.
I've reinvented.
It's mostly the cake. But mostly the cake is still there. Yeah, mostly.
I'm just confused as to why there's a cake and this is the saw.
I'm definitely gonna name someone mostly. I'm liking that name. Is that? I don't think it's a stupid name. What do you?
It's not.
It's sounding good, right?
Yeah.
Mostly, even as a first name.
A merchant or something.
Yo, mostly. Oh, come on. It could be a last name and they just call him by his last name. Like Jacob Mostly. Like that's a good name.
That is.
I'm hearing it. This is how writers work, though. Like we hear things like, do I call him Jamail? You know, what's that? You know, Gmail. Jamail. I think that's a terrible name for a guy. No, it's a girl's name, Jamail. What are your thoughts on reading a book? Wait, there's more to this.
No, that's why I was waiting.
And where they name guys guy names and girls names instead of just naming them whatever they want, and therefore not breaking the rules of now. Like if it's a fantasy world,
you have more. You can literally do whatever you want.
But they usually don't. Like there's, like I'm trying to in my world, in my story world and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of different things than like a town and a city, the king, the queen. Like I'm trying to think of different names. So I'm probably going to use a lot of the names we're familiar with, just so like people don't have to like learn that. They're just like, oh, it's a king. But like maybe because they know it's a king, I renamed this as something else, and they go, all right, well it's basically a kingdom, you know, because they rule this area, but this area is not called a kingdom; it's called whatever. And
I think that's I like that idea, especially if it's like a you know, like a world that's completely made up and it has its own governing properties. Like when you have that, like, you have a lot more room to see things, and I think doing that, depending on what you know things are named and what is being designated, you get to see a little bit more into the, I guess, the mindset of that world, judging by how things are named and what they're called. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, like in my world, all vaginas are actually called apples.
I love it.
And they're just like, so you know, people are like, oh, I had this apple the other day. It was so juicy. You know, I just put it all in my mouth and like it just ran down my beard, you know, and you're like, oh, that's
man.
And then, but they call apples vaginas. You ever see the show Future Man or something like
that? No, but I think I know what you're talking about.
In that, like, he goes to the future and everyone's just like, there's a guy and his name's like Ashley or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, we're in the future. Like there's no genders to our names. And I always thought that was interesting. Like, why do writers feel like Michelle has to be a girl? The French call their guys Michelle.
Oui.
I believe it's Michelle, though, right?
Michelle.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have, like, if you have a son, why do you got to name it a guy's name?
You don't really have to.
That's what I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had a son, would you feel like, would you be like, all right, well, we got to pick a guy's name? Or would you be like, you know what? What name do I like? And we'd be like, Amber. Would you name your kid Amber? If like you were like, I love this name, why would I not name my kid Amber?
Yeah, because I mean,
when are you telling me when you have a kid, you're gonna name it Amber?
Maybe not Amber.
Are you gonna name it a girl's name? We should do that. We should make a pact. Because I'm never gonna have kids, so this will be more funny. Yes, I will name my first boy a girl's name. I ain't having kids.
You're like,
that's why the devil's like, give me your firstborn child's spirit. Yes. You're not gonna think about it? Nope. You're not gonna have kids, are you? Yep.
Oh,
son of a bitch. Here's the thing you wanted.
I'm gonna go now.
He got me again.
I should stop making deals with this Thomas guy.
Yeah, he's mostly getting me. I don't mostly get him. He mostly. Why do I always ask for his children's souls? I should be asking for like somebody else's soul.
These puppet souls or something.
I will get your sister's soul. Okay. Wait, you're not going to think about it? Nope. You don't have a sister, do you? Nope. No, son of a bitch. 4 times.
He's so good.
I'll get him next time. I'm going to ask for the soul of your sister. Okay. You're not going to think you always got me. You don't have a sister. I remember. I remember from like Thursday. Would you make a deal with the devil because of what they say about the devil?
Are you asking, like, would I make a deal with him because...
No, would you make a deal with the devil knowing what you know of him because of what people say with him? So, like, if he was like, hey, I'll make a deal with you, would you agree to that deal or not agree to that deal because of the influence of how people talk about him?
I think I would not... I would have to hear what the terms of a contract would be.
Yeah, he gives you the terms, and they sound great. Like, just from a lawyer's standpoint, they're good.
All right, well then, yeah. Why the hell
So
not? What?
This guy doesn't even believe in the devil. He's signing contracts with some Joe Bilsy-Bob over here. Yeah, well, as long as the contract works out.
Oh my God, can we please make a character in something called Joe Bilsy-Bob?
Yeah, I got Joe Bilsy-Bob. When I used to play Dungeons & Dragons, you know how I have Telmo and Altanian?
Yeah.
I made this joke one day. I called him. His name was Derek. I just called him Derek, like a character named Derek. But he was like really excited. Yo, all right, so this is what's gonna happen. Okay,
sounds like a Derek.
We're gonna get like 10 people. Everything was 10. we're gonna get 10 people to get together, and you know, and then like he's a lawyer too. Like whatever I need him to be, he's that. And he was a lawyer. He's like Derek is like he was trying to get people out of like murder. He's like, I'm gonna get you out of this, and we're gonna get you $10,000 each. Like everything is 10. It's just 10 something.
Figures of 10.
Figures of 10, right? And then somebody once was like, well, who are you? You know, where do you come? Where's your family coming? You go, well, I'm Derek Altanian. And they're like, you're related? How are you related to the God of all things?
The God of 10.
Well, there's 10 brothers. So it just became a running joke. But there's no real character named Derek Altanian in the stories. But
it's really funny.
I think I'm gonna make a Derek just for people who know that the guy's name is Derek Altanian, but I won't make him Altanian. I'll just make him Derek.
Anytime there's like a spoof or something, we use Derek.
They call me Derek. Anyway, what's today's show about?
Meaning of life or something like that?
No. You know, today I wanted to talk. Oh, it's 4:00. All right, so we're done.
Great show, everybody.
By the way, if we keep a track, last week JD said he's here to be the comedy.
Was it last week or the week before?
Whatever. It's been a while.
At some point
he said he's the comic relief. I've purposely been keeping track so like I could count it, and I'm gonna edit this video and this episode. So every time you hear me make a laugh, it's gonna go bing bing, and every time JD makes a joke that makes me laugh, it's gonna go right. So you're not gonna hear once. This entire episode. See, I'm still making him laugh. You are funny though, man. Yeah, I have to admit, when you laugh at my jokes, it makes me laugh.
I'm here for moral support.
Have you thought about that mostly?
Nah.
No. So seriously, let's get into the show. We're an hour in. Actually, we're a half hour in because we were running late. My legs couldn't keep up with JD mostly. When you say mostly, I wonder who's listening today because we have one viewer. We've had 2 viewers at one point, but
hello viewers.
They could definitely comment something. If you want to mostly comment,
yeah, mostly join in.
Yeah, mostly. Is that you?
Oh God, the other guy was Derek.
Derek and mostly. I almost laughed at that. This is a callback. That was very good. JD's last show.
I get a half a slash.
All right, so let's talk about this. What is the point of life if life itself is not fulfilling your existence? So the reason I talk about this is because I constantly try to kill myself
with soda,
which is funny because everyone's sleeping when I do it. I'll close my eyes and I'm like, please don't wake up. Every night, just please. The amount of gas JD leaves in the office, just I can't do it anymore. Mostly I can't deal with it.
I mean, you're the one next to the window. Just open the window.
I'm not near the window.
Not right now, but in the office.
What are you talking about?
You're literally right next to the window in the office.
You're next to the window as well.
I'm next to the door.
I know
to
you
the
can
rest
leave.
Of the house.
Hey, you're next to the window that does not open.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
I'm not near a window. I'm near a wall you can see through. A window. Anyway, so when you're making decisions in life, right? Like, what is the point of life? What is it? Is it to work? Is it to do something? You gotta find something you want to do in life. You
have to have a purpose.
But if you don't want to do anything in life, that should be your. Don't be upset with that.
That is your purpose, then.
Well, I don't know if it's their purpose, but it's their chosen purpose. They're like,
it is the purpose they've given themselves.
Yeah, they're like, what do I want to do? Nothing. And then just do nothing. There's nothing wrong with doing nothing. However, if you want to do something, you do it. You only get 80 summers if you're lucky.
Give or take.
What does "if you're lucky" mean to you? It means mostly you'll get to 80. Mostly people will get to 80, but not women.
Take if you want lesser,
give or take, less or more or less. Look at JD. Look at him. He's got his Amano Mars.
I love this band.
Show them your pimples. Is that a pimple or is that like you got smallpox?
Maybe both.
Oh, you're going to get your other vaccine thing.
Yeah, in a week from tomorrow.
How's that feel?
I'm probably gonna be like dead for like 2 days.
Can I hit your arm?
I will punch you.
We should wrestle. Why is JD crying like a little bitch? What do you mean? What is he, like crying like a girl? No, a bitch. He's going.
The dogs are like, what'd you say about my mom?
Life without purpose is no life at all, right? Like, what are you doing?
You're kind of just going through the motions at that point.
I never understood people that are just like, I want to do this thing, and then they like
don't do it.
No, they do. They try to do it, but they're not actually doing anything to do it. They're just they are like in their mind, like, I'm just doing this thing.
Are you saying people that say like I want to do something, but then kind of just like flounder around without any direction?
Well, yeah, but they're in their mind, they're not. You know, like someone who works like 40 hours a week, and then like on Thursday when they're off, they're like, oh, I'm gonna go audition. You know, or like like let's say
when you say 40 hours a week, you mean at something that's not.
Yeah. They work. They work at like Barnes and Nobles for 40 hours a week, and then they're like, I want to be
an actor.
I want to be an astronaut. Just like, well, go look at me.
Idea is out of this world.
Wait. You know, there are mostly stars in space, but there's also mostly space and stars where the stars hang out. Both those statements are true.
That makes sense.
Because there's mostly space. According to you, there's mostly space, but there's also mostly stars.
Make me feel like a space kid over here.
The stars would be the girls in this analogy.
Because they're bright?
No, because...
Are you saying they're not bright?
Space is made up of stars and other things.
It is made up of space.
But when you say space, you're not talking about one specific... You're talking about it collectively. Whereas when you say people, that's collectively. You're talking about all the genders. When you say girl, you're talking about one thing. Yep. That's why you can't mostly talk about space instead of I don't mostly talk about stars. I mostly talk about space. Well, if you talk about space, if you talk about stars, you are also talking about space. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense because it is within the realm of the space.
Wait, are you now just getting that?
No.
You got that earlier.
I did got that earlier.
What was I saying?
You're saying that you can't.
Yeah, what was I saying, Go ahead.
You're saying that women are people.
Well, I am saying that. You weren't.
I mean, I don't think that's what I was saying.
You said I do not mostly talk to women. I mostly talk to people. And by saying that, you have separated women from the mass. Well, I believe there are they, thems. I believe there is he, hims, but not hers. Women are not a part of the people.
Don't forget it, that's.
Is there an it, that?
I don't know.
Whenever I fill out my forms, though, I write Earthlings instead of like American or... How come they don't have American? And you know what I'm saying? You notice that? They don't have American.
I think they usually just break it down by color of your skin.
But they shouldn't.
I agree.
You know? Because does that... You know what I'm saying? Because that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I refuse to fill those things out when they're like... When it says you have to, I'm like, well, I guess I'm not doing this. Because I don't like categorizing. Because how are we going to change the world if we keep... Anyway. So if you want to do something in life, you got to kind of like start making plans for it.
And right there is you living truthfully to one of the things that you want to see change, which is, seeing the world pull together is...
Yeah, I want to see a one world nation, which sounds insane.
It doesn't sound insane. It just, the world is such a... The way that we have progressed and the way that we interact with one another and the way we have communication, the way we exchange knowledge, the way we're able to like keep track of things, it makes sense. We would have, a one governing body to keep everybody in line.
Yeah. What are you talking about? This sounds crazy. No,
I know.
Well, do you like, if you ever become friends with your neighbor, all right, the concept of borders and countries and like, I'm from this country and you're from that country. So look at your neighbor. If you get along with your neighbor and then someone says, no, we don't like that neighbor collectively. So you can't like that neighbor because you two get along. So now I can't be friends with anybody that's in that. Not only can I be friends with that person, but anyone who lives in that neighbor's house, I have to avoid because I'm not friends with it.
That's just the whole idea to seem dumb. It's like if you get along with someone, you get along with them. Just be nice to people. Don't be, don't be a dick. Don't be
but
harmful
we're
to people.
forced to believe you have to self-segregate to your society. If you don't believe that, then why does high school versus high school? And football teams. You can't like those people. You can't like people who like that team. Can't like people that are on that, right? Or where I'm from, Long Island, Suffolk people hate Nassau people,
which is weird.
And it's just like, and where I used to live, it was literally Mastic and then Shirley, which there's no lines, but they'd be like, there was this place where it was considered the line. And like
people just meet up on the line to fight each other.
Well, if Mastic people were there and they saw a Shirley person come there, they would fight, and vice versa. So if and I was just always like, I think that's why I want a one world nation, because I'm thinking like, why do we have to separate each other? There's no reason for that. I do believe there should be like territorial order,
because it helps break down and keep things like
running smoothly, so we can help each other. Though.
Yeah, and so you don't have to have one person micromanaging. Literally.
Like the UN to me makes sense, but if that was what not controlled us but helped rule in a way that was, or govern, I should say, in a way it's like, all right, we need resources to this region, we need resources to this region, all right, we need help here, all right, what's going on here, let's help. Like that's how it should. But I don't think there should be like a union that's like we are the leaders. They should be people that we vote in that ultimately as a society are doing the best for the world, and not like America's doing for America, Canada's for Canada, Russia's for Russia.
It's like, no, it's just like everyone is a people.
Yeah, and cultures could be cultures. Doesn't matter. Like whatever you want to do. Like none of that should affect the fact. But to be like, you can't come into this country because we own this land. This is ours. We worked hard to kill people. To maintain this, but you don't own this. Yes, I do. No, China, Mongolia took you over. Then you fought back, and then you were like, "This is China." Chicken. You mother. But even Rome, Rome took over land and got lost it. Greeks took over land and lost it. It's even the Germans at one point
owned most of everything several times.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, isn't that crazy that we lived in a time where there was a world war?
Yeah,
like our generation, not like you and I, but I mean, like it's in a sense like
we were born in a century in which 2 world wars happened.
Yeah, which is like, wow, like it's pretty crazy.
That is insane.
Because my father, because my father was born in 1945.
So your dad was born the year that Second World War ended.
Yeah, and that means his parents, my grandparents, were alive. So I guess I'm 2 generations deep from Second World War.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That is.
That's crazy.
I just don't understand why people have to be so violent towards one another.
I know why. So what's today's show about?
Meaning of life.
The meaning of life.
And Monty Python, apparently.
Do you like Monty Python?
I love Monty Python.
Is it because his name's Monty?
It is.
Or Python?
I love the
mostly
fact that he's it's
Monty Python mostly.
Yeah,
his name is Monty.
I'm more into it for the coconuts.
What do you mean? That's Terry Gilliam, by the way.
Yeah, and that was a last-minute gag because they ran out of money.
Also, the castle. The reason they don't go to castle, it's actually a really tiny model that's off in the distance.
Because they ran out of money.
They ran out of money. I love that. I also love that they all get arrested at the end.
Oh my god, yes.
By cops.
this one gag throughout the entire movie. It's just like, where's this going? And like, oh, they're all arrested.
Do you know what that means, though, right? These were just crazy people
running
doing cosplay
in real times.
In our time.
Well, we didn't vote for.
And they really killed people.
That is really funny.
I mean, think about it.
They broke the third, fourth wall.
They didn't break anything. They were literally just, it was a documentary of people cosplaying and really murdering people. And then the cops caught up to them. Because in the beginning of the movie, It's a document. It's a not a documentary. What do you call it when? Because there's a guy who goes, yeah, back in the time, like it was a guy dressed in a regular suit.
Oh, it's a reenactment.
No, it wasn't a reenactment. There's another, like when like when you watch a show, like a show on the 1800s,
yeah,
and they have a narrator.
Yeah, it would be a documentary.
I guess
and
I guess it is
within
a
the documentary.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have they'll have like the reenactment.
Yeah. So basically, it was like a documentary series.
That's really funny.
And they like if you think about it, God, they're geniuses. Anyway, so what's the show? What is the point of life if life itself is not fulfilling your content? What that basically means are you doing are you doing anything you want to be doing? If you're not doing what you want to be doing, it's time to move on. Like you're allowed to do it. Well, Tom, it's difficult. I know it's difficult, but it's not hard, mostly. But like, how would you do it, JD? How would you make it happen?
Well, I would meet a Thomas. That's the first thing I would do.
Hello, Thomas. Without selling.
Basically, I would kind of like just assess what I was doing in the moment, and I would be like, hey, am I actually happy doing what I'm doing, or is there something else that I want to be doing with my life? And then if I found out that I was not doing what it is that I wanted to be doing, I would find a way to plan out and actually do what I wanted to do, and also find a Thomas.
All right, so let me get this straight. How many fucking things did I open?
A lot.
All right, let's see.
What are we seeing? Oh, look, you got a thing right there.
I have like 3 things. What's going on here?
That's a lot of things.
Oh, here we go. I don't want.
We don't want that guy.
I don't need this one.
We need that guy.
What is
this guy? It's a little circle.
Oh shit!
You break it?
Yeah, it's gonna open up a thing.
Oh, you broke it.
All right. So JD is what we call what do you call a savant?
Yeah, definitely not a savant.
Would you like to be a savant?
No, because I feel like if I was a savant, I would be good at one thing, and I would.
Oh, and you're not good at anything.
I dabble in things.
What would you say you're an expert in? I can't wait for him to say it.
I wouldn't say that I'm an expert in anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing? Not even like mostly?
No, I feel like I know a little about a lot.
Oh, do you? I'm gonna explore that in a second. All right.
I mean, I definitely don't know anywhere near as much as you do. Because you have that photogenic memory.
Yeah, it looks good in photos. Yeah, I got you. All right. So what did you say? Reevaluate your life.
Yes.
Am I happy?
Am
I happy?
We're keeping notes.
Yeah. And then what was the next one?
If I was not doing what I wanted to be doing,
yeah,
I would make a plan to do what I wanted to do.
Oh, make a plan. Make a plan of what you want to be doing. Okay, so when you were in your first band where you were like, this is what I want to do for my life, you sat down and you're like, what do I want to do with my life?
Yeah, pretty much. I did what I want to do in my life in high school and kind of
all right. We're getting
grew from there.
So you were like, I want to be in a band.
Yes.
All right. So what was your plan that you wrote out?
The plan that I wrote out was
make a plan
because I did not write it out.
Did you even come up with one?
Yes, it was a terrible plan.
What was it?
Be in a band, find musicians, and write music.
Find musicians.
Get discovered.
That
was the plan.
That's actually my favorite one. Get discovered. We're so amazing that people are going to just discover us and just be like,
they'll be like, oh my God.
This is mostly good, but it's also the majority of it's bad. All right. Reevaluate. Am I happy? Make a plan of what you want to do. So you were just like, I want to play in a band.
Pretty much.
And then you were like, well, let me get a band.
Mostly.
And then you were like, let's just keep playing until somebody discovers us.
Yep. Play out as much as possible on Long Island.
This is the thing, people. No one's going to care about what you do. Ever. Even if they're your best friends. Like, I don't give a crap about anything he does because it's not my responsibility to care about him. It's his responsibility to care about what he does.
Or else why do it?
Well, like, if I choose to be an artist, what's that have to do with you? You don't need to care about that.
No.
I mean, it's nice to show support, but that's not what we're talking about. You know, like some people, they're like, well, I need people to care about what I'm doing for me to feel successful, which is the discovery. Mm-hmm. I need people to seek me out. I need people to find me. I need people to go, oh, what they're doing is awesome. You know, and then they want to do something with that. So that is artist brain right there. Get discovered.
That is 120% artist brain.
Like, look at me. But the thing is, you got to look at yourself. First of all, this has nothing to do with a career, by the way.
Correct.
This is all art. So when it comes to art, whatever you want to do to be happy, just do it. Like, just unless you're hurting people, don't do that. But like, if you want to be a musician or an actor or a writer, just do it. Just do it. Literally, just do it. Just it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's like, if you want to act, just work on monologues. You want to act with a friend, get a friend and say, hey, listen, I'm going to learn these lines. You learn these lines. We'll just work on the scene. But if your head is like, no, I want to be a successful actor and making a living on it. Well, that's different than I want to be an actor. Right?
Yeah.
That's a different plan. I want to be an actor. I'm an to be or not to be. That is the question. Whether it is nobler to, like this is all.
That was a great job.
Thanks. This is. I'm acting. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I'm not making any money.
My friend all the time.
That's not true. I act like someone who is acting, like they care. If you think no, but the other thing is like, but if you want to be a successful anything, that's when it changes. That's when it has to become a business. And every business, if you research how to start a business, there's capital investment, there's capital startup. How can you start up your career if there's no capital startup?
You can't.
You can't. And I talk about this all the time where, I want to open up a donut shop. All right, just work at a car dealership washing cars. And while you're doing that, every little bit of money put towards opening up the donut shop. And then once the donut shop's open, because you're not really doing anything other than making the best donuts in the world, you have to keep working at the donut shop. I mean, the car wash place. And that money you're using to pay for the donut shop. And what happens? Nothing ever happens. Maybe someone comes in and goes, oh my God, these are the best donuts in the world. Maybe that'll happen. And then they go, we want to buy you out.
Maybe.
And then you have to say, do I want it or not? And when I mean buy you out, it's a band getting signed by a record label. That's a manager discovering an actor going, or an agent or a studio or whatever. In the old days, a studio would sign you to a picture deal.
And you're talking about a film studio.
Yeah, film studio. A literal studio would go, we want you to do 5 Paramount films.
Which is
they might actually still do that today.
Which is what a bunch of like the old time like actors from like the 30s and 40s would do. They would get signed to picture deals with like studios specifically.
And
what is it that actually stopped that specific?
I don't think it is stopped. I think they still do. I think they're called like first look deals now, though. I think like where they have an actor on a first look deal where the actor can choose to work on a film, but it has to be only that studio.
But they don't have to be exclusive to that studio.
No, correct? I think they do. If you look at some actors, there's like a small, like a time period where like they only do films for that those company. Like for example, Bruckheimer, right? Bruckheimer?
Maybe, yeah.
Jerry Bruckheimer. There's like a period where it's all Disney films. There's a period where it's all, you know what I'm saying?
Interesting. I have not noticed.
Well, like when he did the pirate movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just sometimes like they're not like the regular like Disney movies, so I forget that they're Disney movies sometimes because they're just like action films. Even though it's based off of Pirates of the Caribbean,
yeah, it's
like
literally
a ride.
Based off, anyway.
But it's not like cartoons, so I'm
gay.
Like,
he's gay.
Jack Sparrow's the best Disney princess.
Wait, what? But he's not gay. What? They said he was playing gay, which is the weirdest critique.
He definitely was not.
What's wrong with him? He's playing gay and crazy.
He was trying to get with Elizabeth Swann the entire first movie.
No, he wasn't. He just wanted to have sex. She was the closest thing on the island. His goal is to get the Black Pearl. That's what he wants. He wants to get with the Black Pearl. But he's very good at what's near me now can I enjoy while I'm on my path to the Black Pearl.
Yes.
Even though he says at the end, it would have never worked out between us. That's him going, yeah, I didn't care about this. That's cutting that storyline down so people, not everyone, mostly JD, believed that he wanted her. But that's saying to the storyline, no, that's Will and Elizabeth's story. just saying like he didn't really want her. Like it was BS.
They're just there.
It was just
and they were trapped on an island.
She was present, and she's, you know what I'm saying?
And you got rid of all the rum.
Yeah. Why is the rum gone? But you know, like it's that idea is like if I'm out of sight, out of mind. You know, like some of the people we care about the most, they vanish, and it's just like, oh yeah, you know,
like whatever happened to Greg.
But if they showed up again, you'd be like, oh hey, what's up? Yeah. But at the same time, out of sight, out of mind, you don't do it on purpose. It's not like you're like, I don't care about this person. But anyway, so let's go back to get discovered. Your job isn't to try to get people to notice you. Your job is to do what, JD? That's right. Be you as truthfully as possible through action. That action will build awareness that you exist simply because you are seen. You're being seen and you're being present in people's existence. But your job isn't to get discovered. Your job is to be your truth and to do it.
It just so happens that a side effect is that you'll be, noticed.
Yeah, because
you're saying is the goal. Don't focus on like getting noticed. Focus on what it is that you want to do.
And that doesn't mean like act in movies or play on stage, because that's you waiting to get discovered because you're just doing the thing you do. You're not actually representing your brand. Playing a song is not representing your brand. Being an actor or an actress in a movie is not representing your brand. It's the way you act as a human being outside of those ventures that represent your brand. Like the way Mark Ruffalo is like highly invested in water preservation in different countries, and how Chris Evans is highly political and like he tries to really push for change and stuff like that. Like those things, I could see who this person is, but I mean, if you look at Chris Evans' film career, that's not his brand.
It's definitely not his brand,
right? Because he started off in Not Another Teen Movie, films like that, and now he's Captain America. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you can't even put those two characters in the same room.
No,
they would never be friends.
Although that would be really funny to watch.
Why do you have a banana in your ass?
Why don't you?
The whipped cream.
Oh God.
Would you do that for a girl?
I mean, yes.
You would. You would put whipped cream over everything, and then an ass in your butt. I mean, a banana in your ass.
An ass in my butt?
Would you put an ass in your butt?
I mean, just because I
know you can fit 2 raccoons.
Challenge accepted.
Would you turn around? There's a banana in your butt?
Yeah, why not?
Would you really?
No.
Oh, then why would you say why now? We could have had a really interesting conversation.
Because that was
about
funny
how
image.
Fucked up you are. Oh wait, that JD made me laugh with that. No, you didn't. I made me laugh.
Oh.
All right. Find musicians, find actors. The idea to find musicians is a good idea, but not to play in your band. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you want to be around people that.
Because your success is not about you; it's about the people around you.
Yeah, like actors should be around actors, but more importantly, you should be around directors, writers, producers,
other people within the industry,
cinematographers. Yeah, like the problem is though, artist brain people, they think I am one small speck in a pile of piranhas trying to get the every piece of meat for themselves, and that's not necessarily true. There's enough.
There's enough for everybody. And
well, honestly, that I don't think that's true. I don't think there's enough for everybody. I think there's enough for the people that do right by others. I think if you grow your reputation in a way that allows people to want to work with you, opportunities will be there. But just because you want to act doesn't mean you deserve to act. Just because you want to be a successful musician doesn't mean you deserve to be a successful musician. And I think that's, if we were talking about levels today, actually, right? So we're like, oh, look, they're talking about levels. There's going to be a certain point where you're a nobody and you want to be a somebody. But then you're going to start working one day as a nobody under somebody's. And you'll be like, man, all they do is help one another. All they do is want to work with their friends. All they want to do, right? But like, how many bands do you know that are like?
Yeah, yesterday we were talking about this. We were talking about how.
Well, this morning was the levels thing, but because I was watching the Black Keys guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that was, you were adding on to yesterday's conversation, I think.
Yeah.
Because like yesterday you had mentioned, like your entire time in the music industry, being in a band and whatnot, it was always just like, everyone out for themselves. Like, even the people in the band with you were out for themselves. And there was no one was really like, no one had each other's backs. Nobody was looking out for other people. No one was like, oh, here, I got something for you. I got something for you. It was like, oh, me, 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 me. Whereas like you said, the moment you basically had that veil lifted from your eyes from one of your mentors, and then you got yourself into the film industry, you started noticing like a drastic difference in the way people conducted themselves. Whereas like,
a drastic difference how successful people conduct themselves. Non-successful people to me are just like regular musicians. They're useless because they don't care about anything but themselves. How do I get noticed? Look at the thing I'm doing. Watch me. Whereas, listen, we were talking about how a record label just wants to squeeze everything out of you, but a studio goes
like a lemon.
I'm giving you $20 million to make a film. You better be able to get along with people because you got to work with a team
of people.
So why am I going to invest $20 million into someone that's all about themselves? Whereas with a record label, like, I'll give you like, you're just starting out, I'll give you like $30,000, signing bonus, but you got to use that 30 grand for marketing, recording your album, and then maybe set up a tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference there? The record label knows they're signing and giving a bonus to selfish son of a bitches, so they're not risking a large. Because if you own a business, what's it called? Not JIP.
What?
There's a thing. It's a term for what is it? Lost revenue. Categories. There's like in a business, they just call it profit and loss. All right, so they have a loss, like they have a percentage of their budget
that they account for being
loss, right? So record labels and studios do the same thing. So when a studio is like, we'll give you like $2 million for a film, that $2 million is like couple dollars for them
on the dollar.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a lot.
Yeah, so if like Paramount's like, here's 20, here's $2 million. They're just like,
yeah, they're like, we do not expect to make that back. If we do anything back from that is going to be a victory but there are films that they'll do 13 territories and they won't even break $600,000. But the thing is, like, they don't care. It's a write-off at that point, But if somebody's giving you $20 million, they're like, you better make some money,
and you better be able to actually work with people and be nice and do your job and keep everyone motivated.
But a record label, as much money as a record label has, they don't have as much confidence in a first sign band or a second, third, fourth album band, unless that band starts showing growth. That's why there's some band. Oh, Ghost. How much did Ghost get?
Ghost when they signed to, I forget, was it Sony? I think it was like $700,000. It was almost $1 million.
So,
something like that.
Oh, wait.
Was it Sony? I forgot who it was.
Whatever it is, we're pulling it up. I have to pull it up while JD talks. JD doesn't.
Yeah, no, they ended up getting like a ridiculously large amount.
So they had a record that made $248 million.
Which record was that?
Wait. Let me just so below is a complete breakdown of which 2016 draft picks from the first 10 rounds. What is it? Oh, this. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
this is baseball. I wrote Ghost.
Ghost. Record deal.
Oh, here we go. I'm like, what the hell am I reading? 750,000.
Oh, I was off by 50,000.
Ghost have hit the big time after a fierce bidding war. All right, so they created the bidding war, which means that the record label. Well, you know what? Before I get into this, I talk about Chris
Rock. Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. He's a really great example of a bidding war because record labels wanted to sign him because he was selling out stadiums on his own, and he was making ridiculous money selling CDs out of his back of his car. And they were like, we want to sign you. And he kept saying, no, no, no. So when it came to a point where he finally said, yeah, they offered him a crazy amount of money plus a sub label.
No, you
so
said
he could sign people.
You said eventually what was going on is that labels are going to him with deals. And eventually the one he ended up signing with just said, what do you want? He said, I want these things.
Yeah. But again, that's not a first time ban. That's a business that is successful. And there's a formula that labels have where they go, we know what is going to be successful, but we know that sometimes there's like that spark in the pan. So we'll be able to like live off of a single. And then there's also that small percentage like anything can happen. But they know there's so much data
that they can see the patterns.
Yeah, they like honestly, if like you went to a record label, they'd be like, you're an instrumental band. Right off the bat, instrumental band. They know what the return on that is. And then you're going to be like, you're metal. They're going to, they roll their eyes. They go, we know what the return on that is. Instrumental metal band. And then you go, what's your brand? What's your theme? And let's just say you actually know it. And you tell them, and everything you say, dragons, coffee, mental health. We can give you like $5,000 as a sign, and you'd be like, what? My stuff is awesome. And they're like, instrumental. There's no money in that. Instrumental metal, less money. Joe, who has that market? Joe Sangiani, Steve Vai,
Animals as leaders,
intervals. Like
Pliny.
You can't put intervals on there. They're not like Steve Vai or Joe Sangiani who set the record. They set the bar.
They definitely set the bar, but
you know what I'm saying? Like they're
intervals and Animals as leaders are like.
How long have they been around for? 20 years?
At this point, 10 or 15.
Isn't it the cousin, the nephew of John Petrucci?
No, that's Periphery.
Oh, Periphery. All right.
Yeah, but they've been around for about 10 or 15 also.
Yeah, but well, they're not even eligible for the Hall of Fame. It's 20-year minimum. A band has to be 20 years. But anyway, so well, based on those bands, you have to justify the realities. Like, what do you think you would be considered if you put your band? If you like, but what about intervals? What do you think they'd be like? They have 10 to 15 years of proof, and of course, But when they first came out, do you think they were like, take our money?
Yeah, no, not at all. They had to prove themselves. They had to build a brand.
That's right. But remember, before you came to me, you were like, I hope people just like my music.
That is true.
Right? So there's no way that they would have been like, so your Scream music, you all have day jobs. Then your money starts dropping. Bloop, 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 bloop. Are you incorporated? No. Bloop, 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 bloop. Anyway, so Ghost signs this deal with Roadrunner of all people. It's all about the Benjamins.
Wait, was it Roadrunner?
Isn't that what it says? Roadrunner. Yeah, going to be a better job. No.
Roadrunner was what
they left Roadrunner. Okay.
Yeah, because they got signed to like a bigger label.
Yeah. That's why I was like, Roadrunner of all people.
Yeah, no, I don't think Roadrunner has that kind of budget.
Yeah, no, they don't. Well, they did sign Dream Theater.
I don't think they would give Dream Theater $750,000.
Well, that's true. They don't have hits like Ghost.
What?
Their manager got 15%. Nice, good job.
That is a nice little chunk.
Yeah. They are never ever going to recoup that 1 million advance. Not in 100 years. I'd bet Alex's life on it.
Wait, this is really old because they've definitely recouped that.
They recouped it
a lot.
But it doesn't matter if they recouped it or not. There's a formula that a record label has for their lost revenue, where they go, what is this product, or even like artists, like writers, like authors. You think they give like an author $1 million because they're like, oh, you're amazing. Your book is it's amazing.
No, they go off of the brand value of the author.
Yeah, they got completely. Well, not just that. There's what is the book? What is the genre of the book? How many pages is the book? In fact, Brandon Sanderson.
I
was watching a thing with him where one of his first books, they were like, you want to cut down the page count? And he's like, no. And they're like, all right, well, it's not going to do that well. And then it ended up doing well. So the next book he made, they were like, all right, whatever, we'll release this. But that's the thing, like they gave him less money, I bet, because they were like, it's a huge book. So the signing bonus had to have been less. You know, that's the thing. It's like with Sylvester Stallone. They said, well, you want to act in it? Then we're going to give you a very small budget, and you got to film it it has to be done in 30 days, and we have the right to fire you if we don't like the dailies.
Yeah.
Right? So
the whole backstory for like the first Rocky film is crazy.
But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about how the studio itself, they were able to still finance that film at a lower rate because it went through the formula, because there was no proven record for him.
Yeah, and like if anyone that's coming in and like investing, large sums of money, even if it's like, a drop in the bucket for like a larger company, it's still a big sum of money. You need, if there's nothing that proves like a return on the investment, it's like you have to go in with a little bit of wariness.
Yeah, but the amount you and I might, or anybody that is not, a millionaire, they'll look at money differently. Like if someone gave you $100,000 right now, you would not see that $100,000 the same way, say, Jeff Bezos saw it.
Yeah,
you just wouldn't. You would be like, that's $100,000. And Jeff Bezos would be like, where did I leave that? Whatever. Did I leave that $100,000 at the restaurant? Oh, all right, whatever. I'm not going back. I'm almost where I want to go.
I'm almost home.
Right? But you'd be like, all right, I am seeing my hands pick up the $100,000. I am watching it put it into the briefcase. I am watching myself pick up the briefcase. Are you going to pay the bill? Oh, that I forgot about. Yeah. I'll pay the restaurant bill. But you know what I'm saying? Like there would be a different urgency to it. So that's the same thing with these major corporations or even investors. When investors, because I've talked to investors where they literally said, I have a $2 million investment budget, meaning they have $2 million to throw away. So that $2 million, they don't care. They want to make money with it, but they've allocated it to be like, if I lose this, it doesn't affect me. Right. And there's actually a name for that. I think that's called it might just be qualified investor or what is the name of a real film investor? There's an actual name for it. Like you have to get
film investors.
No, it's been so long. It might be qualified or I'll think of it. Qualified. There's like there's a name, because you can't just let anyone invest. Like if your uncle's gonna give you like $30,000,
a qualified investor, also referred to as an accredited investor, is an individual or entity that can purchase securities that aren't registered primarily due to the investor's income and net worth.
Yeah, there you go. So basically, like if you had an uncle and they were like, I'll give you $30,000, legally they can't, because they have to prove that $30,000 does not influence their life. It won't affect them. But if you go to like a millionaire, they have proof that they could give you $30,000 and it won't
affect their life.
Yeah. So when you're going to collect money for film or anything, any investment,
you need to get proof that it's not going to.
Yeah. It's very easy to get proof, like what is their financial situation? It's basically what is their yearly, it's like when you go get a house.
Yeah.
Can you afford the mortgage based on their formula? And if even if you have $40,000 in the bank and you don't have a job, they go, what are your expenses? Here's the mortgage. Can they pay off the mortgage half the mortgage right now? That might be one of their statistics, one of their qualifiers, where it's like, if they can pay off half the mortgage now, and they could, now we could talk. Because again, if I paid off half my mortgage in one, like let's say I started my mortgage and I was like, all right, I'm going to be out of work for a little bit. So let me pay half the mortgage off and then I'll refinance it. And now my mortgage will be even lower. They might be like, yeah, that's a qualifier. So I'm not saying that's what it is.
You're just hypothetical.
Yeah, every investor, every financial situation is different when it comes to people, and that's the same thing with the film industry. Will not invest that kind of money into somebody that is like, this is my movie and I wrote it and it's gonna be the greatest. Well, do people want to work with you? Do people, like, there's a lot of things going involved in it. But like, look at Kevin Smith. They always give Kevin Smith, or Adam Sandler is a great example. They give Adam Sandler. They give Adam Sandler a very specific amount of money, no more, no less, anytime he wants to do a film, because they know how much an Adam Sandler film is going to make. Mm-hmm. They just do. Because if you go back and you look at Adam Sandler films and you take all the films and you divide it by how many films there are, that's how much he's going to make on average, because he has a record.
Same thing with Kevin Smith.
But this is the thing. If someone came by and they were an Adam Sandler type, or their writing was Adam Sandler type, or whatever the case may be, what do? They go and they get like the last 10 years or 15 years, and they collect all the data for those films, which they probably already have, and they divide it by how many films there are, and they go, all right, this is what anybody on average will make with this kind of film. So
that's a lot of spreadsheets.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the same. So when bands are like, well, we're awesome though, it's like, but record labels don't care about you.
That's true.
Anyway, then we have 10 minutes. I think we're going to stop at 10 minutes. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think I was a very good listener, and I think you had a lot of good points, as per usual.
How come you? Oh, it's on. They're on Twitch. They're watching on Twitch.
Twitch.
How come you don't add? How come you don't add anything?
Mostly it's because I mostly it's because I feel like you have everything answered.
I know, but you're allowed to talk.
I know, but
yeah, just keep it down.
Well,
if I wasn't here, what do you think the show you would talk about?
That's a really good question.
Like for today's subject.
Oh, if you weren't here, and
I wrote out the show, like I was like, this is the show title and the subject matter.
No, I would probably just
be like, well, that was a good 5 minutes.
Yeah.
See you next week.
I would make, if you didn't give me bullet points, I would make bullet points and probably write it out and just kind of like go according to a script. And if there, with room to interact with people, if there was like,
oh, like we have to stop the show to interact because there's so many people. So like if the show was about like marketing, what would be like 4 bullet points you threw in there?
4 bullet points is figure out what it is your missions, morals, and ideals are, because that's step 1. You have to figure out what
do you mean step 1?
Well, step 1 is, what is it that you care about? What is it that you stand for? What is it you want to do in life? What is the mission that you want to push?
All right, so branding.
All
right, but what are things you would mark down? Bullet points for marketing.
Come up with a brand.
Okay, come up with a brand.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right, how about two bullet points? I don't know. Tell people about your brand.
Don't push.
Never push. Don't push. You're allowed to push at a certain point. Yeah, if you earn the right to push, but don't just push. All right, what about today's show? What are some bullet points you would use for today's show if I wasn't here?
If you weren't here?
Yeah, what is the point of life if life itself is not fulfilling your existence?
1, figure out what you want to do.
Okay.
That's bullet point 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, make a plan.
Yeah, we got that already.
Right. Number 3.
Yeah. What else we got? What do we got here? What else? Go ahead.
Come up with SMART goals to execute that plan. Number 4.
Come up with SMART goals? This sounds like stuff I said to you.
This is definitely stuff that you said to me.
Execute that plan.
And bullet point 4, use the word mostly a lot.
What do you mean? Oh, he was trying to get me to laugh at that.
I tried.
You tried, but I don't care.
Oh.
Use the word mostly. So it'd be mostly a crappy show. All right.
Mostly.
So figure out what you want to do. So what would you talk about with that?
Figure out what you want to do.
Well, yeah, but what does that mean?
It means, what is it that you like to do? What fulfills you, the deepest core of your
How would one do that?
That's a good question. I don't know how to break it down.
All right, so that bullet point's done. All right.
We're done with that bullet point.
Make a point. Make a plan. How would you make a plan?
Figure out what it is that I wanted to do.
We already talked about that.
And then kind of just set goals in order to get there.
Well, are we talking about SMART goals or setting a plan?
Well,
those are two different things.
What are the things that you want to get? Basically, you would reverse engineer how to get to that thing.
Wait, but we're still on make a plan, not SMART goals.
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying
the goal is setting
the main plan is what are the things that you want to, what are the main things you want to achieve within that plan?
What are the main things
you want to achieve
within that plan, which would be the plan?
Yeah.
No, that is not the plan.
All right. Well, then that's a bad
The plan is everything.
All right. So that's that.
No, you could have that. That's fine.
No, I'm saying like that was the end of that bullet point.
All right. Anything else for make a plan?
Write it down.
Oh my God.
Definitely write it down.
How many times have you written down your plan?
2 times now.
All right. Do what he says. Don't do what he does, folks.
Correct.
All right. Come up with SMART goals. What does that mean? To execute that plan. I don't know why you want to kill it, but.
I mean, well, if it's being a dick.
Well, I mean, it's cute. So was it X? It was like an execute. Like
it was an execute.
Yeah, you know, like
we
didn't slightly off.
We didn't get along very well, so that's the execute.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So basically, reverse engineer how to.
Did you just say that for the other thing?
To those main goals, make little tiny, achievable things that you can keep track of and hold yourself accountable by.
How are you gonna write that out? All right. What else?
That's it. Use the word mostly a lot.
Really? This is what you would talk about?
Probably.
All right. Let me see if I can do a JD show. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here goes. So today we're going to talk about really, what is life? Let me look at my notes. 1 second. What is life? Okay. So today we're going to talk about. 1 second. My phone's buzzing. I got to answer these people. They're not women though. They're mostly people. Okay. All right. Where was I? All right. I got to look at the thing. 1 second. Let me just pull this up.
Just throwing it out there. I think that he's doing an amazing impression.
What is the point of life if life itself is not fulfilling your existence? To answer that question, reevaluate your life. Am I happy? Figure out what you want to do. I would like to explore those topics. Basically, the way you reevaluate your life and asking yourself, am I happy? Is you kind of like, what's a good word for like look at what your life is? I would say reevaluate it.
I like how accurate he is.
Once you reevaluate, well, I'll use a different phrase. Once you when you kind of like analyze and look at where you are in your life, and if you're unhappy and not necessarily gay, because gay means happy. So gay means happy. Gay is happy. You could also be gay and happy, and you could be happy being gay. Wait, I went off. 1 second. I went off script. Let me just.
Look at my notes.
I gotta zoom in. All right. So you want to reevaluate your life and ask yourself, am I happy? And once you do that, you go, well, if I'm not happy, well, what do I want to do that will make me happy? So you figure that out, and I want to explore that bullet point. To really figure out what you want to do, you write it down. All right. So moving on, you want to make a plan, okay? This is after you reevaluate it if you're happy or not, and once
you're happy and you know it though.
Yeah, if you're happy and you know it, figure it out, okay? Make a plan of what you want to do, okay? And it could be anything. You just make it. You just get a piece of paper and you write it down. You know what it is.
I think
what it is you want to do.
I think what's really making this whole thing is the fact that you're doing the hand gestures as well.
I'm just trying to base it on like you doing that radio show, what it looks like when you're explaining whatever it is they want you to explain, but you're just saying things.
Yeah.
You're just bringing up like keywords or like fucking. But anyway, all right. So I'm almost done.
I got this.
This is good. All right. So basically, anyway, if you're gonna make the plan, what you want to do, or what you want to be doing, you want to make the plan for that. So you just think to yourself, what are the main things I want to achieve within this plan? And then what I like to do is I like to write it down. Okay, next thing.
He's really good.
I'm just following notes. Once you write it down, you're going to have your plan written out because you just made your plan after reevaluating your life and realizing I'd be happy doing this thing because I figured it out. Mostly. So at this point, I have to come up with SMART goals to execute that plan. And by execute, I mean I hold it up and we have like 10 people we shoot it because execute. I did. No? Is this on? Is this on? I'm telling jokes. All right.
You're really killing it.
Yeah. I just because they execute. Anyway, it's another word for kill.
Sometimes you just gotta take a shot in the dark.
I feel like I'm being executed right now. Honestly,
you're definitely dying up here.
So where was I? Let me look at my notes. Oh, come up with SMART goals to execute that plan. Okay, so you want to come up with SMART goals to execute that plan, and the way you do it is you reverse engineer how to. I didn't write anything past that, so just gonna take a shot in the dark here. You reverse engineer how to achieve the main things you want to do in that plan. That's it. You just write down things. Okay, moving on. Use the word mostly. And people think I'm making a joke here. I mostly am not making a joke, mostly. But if you use the word mostly most of the time in your thing, you can say, I mostly want to reevaluate my life to think, am I mostly happy or am I mostly unhappy? And really, if it's 50-50, it's mostly on the line. Then once you understand how happy you mostly are, you really just write out the plan. And it'll mostly take up the paper. Like your plan should mostly fill up the sheet. Like if it's only like one thing, then the sheet is mostly taking up your plan, and you want your plan to mostly take up your sheet.
I like how he's going about this.
All right. And then once you have that, if you have enough room, which you shouldn't, because most of the paper should be taken up from mostly the plan, is you move on to SMART goals. And since you used up most of the paper, you have to write much smaller now. Unless you want to get, fill up your desk with mostly paper, which you don't want to do because you want to have mostly desk room. Tell me I am wrong with any of what I just said.
You are probably not. Mostly.
I'll be honest with you. When I hear people talk about helping others, this is what it sounds like to me. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not giving any information. They're just giving they're just making you think like, what? It's so confusing. I didn't say, I was just saying what I wrote, what he wrote as bullet points. Would you say that's how it would go?
Probably, yeah.
You wouldn't because you don't know what any of this means, right?
Nope.
Really? You don't know you don't know how to reevaluate your life.
Yeah, no, just look at it.
How would you reevaluate your life?
Take a look, write some notes, maybe use a microscope.
No, seriously, like if you had to tell somebody, listen, you got to reevaluate your life, and they go, but how do I do that?
Well, first thing that I would do,
no,
I would take a look at the people that I'm like hanging out with, like,
yeah.
In the past, that's been an issue with me. Is like the kind of people...
No. How would you tell someone to do it?
How would I tell someone?
Yeah. Like if you said to someone, you got to reevaluate their life, they're great, but how do I do that? You tell them, what I do.
I would give them the advice of just take a look at, the career you're in, the people you're hanging out with. Are you happy doing that? That job. Are you happy with that career? Are you happy with the people that you have in your life? Are you happy? In the environment that you're in.
Well, what if they say, I'm extremely happy with the amount of blowjobs I get from the the Trailer Park Sevens?
Well, then at that point, you're
But I don't want to be living in a trailer park. I mean, I like living in the trailer park because all the blowjobs from the Trailer Park Sevens.
My advice would be find a way to live not in the trailer park, but you could still go back and hang out in the trailer park.
See, that would actually be terrible advice.
It is.
Why is that terrible advice?
Well, they would still be getting the blowjobs.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be advancing their life. That's like that advice would be the same as I want to be in a successful band, but I'm gonna move away from the people who aren't in successful bands, but I'm still going to hang out with them. You're not necessarily.
But are they getting the blowjobs?
Trailer Park Sevens, yeah, they go.
Is it windy outside? No, blowjob.
Why is that on my stereo? All right, how would you tell someone to make a plan of what you want to do? What is the process of making a plan?
Write out what it is you want to achieve. Break it down from there. Into smaller and smaller things.
Well, that'd be the SMART goals. But I think you're putting make a plan and SMART goals into the same thing, but they're not. They're different tasks.
They are different tasks.
Yeah, you would not do what he's saying to do. Don't do what he said. Yeah. And don't do what I said to do for the 10 minutes of the show that it would have been.
Yeah, no, he's pretending to be me.
Yeah, I was definitely pretending. It was difficult though, I'll be honest. Because my brain was like, what am I saying?
You're like, why am I
But I knew words were coming out. I was like, things are happening.
I mean, that's pretty accurate most of the time. Do you listen to yourself when you speak?
No, I drift in and out once in a while. I say that. So let me get this straight. Your comic relief is equivalent to the best comedians of the 80s that found out that they don't want to work anymore on writing, so they just stick with their 80s routine and they just keep using it throughout the decades.
Yep.
You're allowed to do different jokes. You're allowed to make up new material.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you drift in and out once in a while.
I mean, I feel like new material pops in, but I don't pay attention.
Mostly. Oh, it'd be funny. Oh no, but I haven't said that yet. Forget it. no one will give the reverence.
Can't do the call.
Yeah, maybe I'll write it down later. Yeah. What was I talking about? Is it breakfast?
Get out of my head.
This poor kid. No, seriously, how would I make a plan? How would you make a plan? You really don't know. Aren't you supposed to be writing plans out?
Yeah, but I can't explain it.
How can you not explain it?
Oh what do I want to do? How am I going to achieve it?
What I want to do. How will I do it? What else? I gave you 5 things.
Yeah, I don't have them in front of me, though.
SMART goals to the how. What else?
Yeah.
Allocated time.
Oh, yeah.
To the plan. What else?
To the overall plan.
The plan would. The plan is the overall. You know that, right?
I do now.
Are you serious?
No, I'm kidding.
I think you are not kidding.
I'm kidding.
I don't think you are kidding. What else?
What are we up to? How many we got?
Oh my God! Come on.
There's one more. I don't know what the other one is.
How do you not know?
Because I don't remember.
Well, I'm not going to say it.
Well, I can't say it because I don't remember.
All right. We'll just use these 4 then.
All right.
What's the difference between what I said and what you said?
Yours sounds prettier.
No.
Yours is actually correct, and mine is just
you were like, yeah,
SMART goal.
Just write down what you want to do. Right? But right now we have a plan to writing the plan. We want to know what I want to do. We want to know how I will do it. We want to break down how I will do it. And ultimately, how much time am I going to allocate to this plan, right? But now each of these would have to have something. So what is it I want to do? What do I want to do, right? So you have several things. You have career goals or dreams. Let's say goals, right? Mm-hmm. You have personal goals, right? Personal goals.
I'm a person.
Right? But then in that, you could break that down even more. Do I want to work for someone?
I want to start my own.
Do I want to work for myself? Do I want to be in a specific industry? All right. So what I'm doing is I haven't even answered any of this yet. I'm just breaking down the process of thought for somebody to do it. That's what I would be showing them. Because you could be like, well, I want to work for someone. Well, that still doesn't answer, do I want to work in a specific industry? Because I want to work for someone within the music industry or the acting industry. Maybe I want to work for myself. How do I want to work for myself now? Do I want to own a company that does a specific thing, or do I want to consider myself an entrepreneurial entertainer? And then personal goals might be like, do I want a family? Do I want a house? Do I want children? Do I want, which should be no for all 3 of us. Do I want to go to college and waste my time and money? Like little things.
Yeah.
Little things.
Tens of thousands of dollars of little things.
Right? But how will I do this? This comes down, we're not even talking about brand right yet. We haven't even touched on brand yet because we don't have to.
Because we have to figure out what we want to do, and we can't make a brand if we don't know what we want to do.
No. The plan has nothing to do with what I represent morally or my ideals or even my missions in life. This is just to kind of understand what it is I want to do. What do I want out of my life, right? Because we said, what is the point of life itself if it's not fulfilling your existence? So what is it I want to do with my life? What is it I want to contribute to my life or the world around me? Do I want to contribute to the world around me? Do I just kind of want to enjoy? There's some people that I just want to watch old black and white films. That's all I like that, and I like farming.
Yeah.
Like
or people who just want to travel around and experience the world.
Yeah, like hooligans. Anyway, so but then how will I do it? Also doesn't need the brand yet, because the how will I do it? Because there are literal ways to achieve these things. So if I want to work in the music industry, all my how will I do it would be questions to that. How will I, what could I do in the music industry? What are my weaknesses, strengths, and weaknesses? Right? Because now what are we doing? We're going through a triangle of life, network, market, practice. So who do I know in the industry? Who do I know on the outside of the industry? And when we get to the market, now when we answer that question, maybe we could start really diving into, what are my missions, morals, and ideals, or, who know, or more importantly, since we're working on the plan, networking is who you know, marketing is who knows you. So you might say, who do I have good relationships with? Because that would be the right.
That would be the connection.
That would be the network and market working together. Good relationships, and then practice. What are my strengths and weaknesses? What do I bring to the table? Do I even know this industry? Should I learn this industry? I should. So let me put in a plan. Learn the industry. All right. Let me write down what it is I need to learn. Right now, I could just brainstorm that and then add to it later. But then once I get down to allocated time, I'd be like, I'm only going to work on this plan 2 hours a day. Or maybe I'll work on the plan an hour a day, which means I'll go through it and I'll analyze it. I have my tasks, whatever the case is. Maybe it's 8 hours a day, which you can do, right?
Yeah.
Because if the plan is just I want to have a career in entertainment, you got to work on that 8 hours a day.
Because that would be literally your career. That'll be your job.
By the way, a lot of this is just large term goals. The SMART goals section of it, SMART goals to how, is where you literally break it down into each small thing. So for example, let's say the
SMART goals are ultimately what help keep you on track and timely, correct?
Well, a SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. It lets you know if that goal is even doable, if that's a wise goal. Because if you write it out and it's not smart, measurable, attainable, realistic, or timely, it's not a good goal. You could take that off the list.
Gotcha.
So if it's just like, let's say, I want to build a relationship with the people at Atlantic Records, right? So my SMART goal might be like make friends with the president of Atlantic Records. There's nothing specific, measurable, attainable, or realistic, or timely about that.
That is not.
So I'd be like, that's a bad SMART goal.
So, but let's say an example of a good SMART goal would be like go to a networking event that is potentially hosted by Atlantic, correct?
That would be a terrible SMART goal as well.
Why would that be a terrible SMART goal?
Well, tell me how it's specific.
It is a specific event on a specific day run by that.
You didn't say a specific event because you didn't give the name of that event.
Well, this is true.
So therefore, it is not specific. But let's go to measurable. Let's assume it's specific. How do we measure it? How do we measure the results?
We would, I guess, keep in touch with the people.
Now you're talking about after the goal.
Then I got nothing.
Because you said it's go to an event, meet somebody, potentially meet the person.
So how would you turn that into a SMART goal?
Well, a true SMART goal for something like that is if it's to go to an event for Atlantic Records to meet. You were saying to meet the person.
I forgot exactly. You said that you said like the goal is to become like friends with the president.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make something that was related to that, but make it more.
I like to go backwards. So like timely would be like, how much time do I want to dedicate to this networking event? and I might figure that out. I'm not going to stay there for more than 2 hours. Boom, right? But I might also say, what do I want to accomplish in that 2 hours? I want to meet 3 people that have some sort of connection to the president of Atlantic. Boom. I know that. What am I doing now?
You're setting.
I'm measuring. It's measurable. Did I or did I not meet 3 people today? Did I or did I not do it in 2 hours or whatever the time is? See what we're doing?
I see what you're doing. You're giving yourself like actual numbers to follow.
Because they're goals
that are measurable.
Yeah.
Attainable and realistic.
Yeah. Because
and done
if I was
in
like
a timely manner, because it's said within a set,
well,
time.
The timely manner would also be like, what if I said I want to meet 12 people that know the president in 2 hours? That's not timely or realistic.
30 minutes. Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Who knows the president? All right, don't move. All right. Why don't we meet at table 7? Because I know we're at McDonald's.
So fucking funny.
Do you see why? If it's just generalized, it's not a good goal. And it could be long. The SMART goal doesn't have to be a sentence. You can brainstorm all these things you want to achieve and then put it into a plan of action. And then that would be a true SMART goal.
I gotcha.
Do you see how I just showed people how to do a SMART goal?
How'd you get to be so smart?
Whereas you were like, I want to go to this thing, to network, and wait, let me look at the paper. SMART goals.
How'd you get to be so smart, Thomas?
You graduated from college, right?
I did. I've never used a degree.
How did you graduate? You know what it is? I think it's because the information is just memorize this and try to remember it for the test.
That's literally all it is.
But I do not believe I've ever been in a college class with somebody or anyone or even just observing where I felt it was practical application of data, which is different than like
the only practical application of data that I've learned from going to like lectures and whatnot is ultimately don't be a dick.
Well, that's not practical application. Practical application, you did history?
I did history.
So the way you would break down historical events to organize them into future actions would be practical application. So if you learned how to
like learning not to go invade Russia in the wintertime?
No. but ultimately because you're talking about a very small thing.
Or anyone that has tried to invade Russia in the winter has always failed.
If you look at how Hitler became Hitler and you analyze that and then started being able to see the patterns in other people, that would be practical application. But they don't teach that in history class.
They definitely do.
They go, by the way, these things happen. Not exactly how we're telling you because it's American history, but
we're in America, so we have the American bias.
Yeah, so but I've never been, and even if college is like, this is how math works, I've never seen it done in a way that's practical application. Like when I was in school, like just regular high school,
like geometry doesn't make you better at playing pool.
You'd be surprised because you understand angles and reflection of angles. So how an angle hits the angle reflection, which is basically like if you look at like if I hit something a certain way, I know if I hit it at a certain angle, it's going to go a certain way. So that's where geometry. But anyway, when I was in class, they'd be teaching me how to add and subtract and multiply, and I go, "How do I use this though? Like, what can I use this for?" And their answer would be like, "Well, you could like add and subtract things." And I was like, "Yes, we're learning to add and subtract. I get that.
What in life can I use this for?"
Yeah, like which if somebody says you can utilize this information to better understand stocks and to decipher like movement and
to help invest your money so you can develop wealth.
Yeah, but predictive because that's financial. But predictive response mathematically, I'd be like, keep going. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the most I ever got was, well, you need math because you're not going to always have a calculator with you, and this is before the phone.
You're just like, Yeah, but what am I going to use the math for that I will need a calculator?
I liked math because it wasn't something like where I had to put thought into it. Math just made sense to me.
Math is math.
Yeah, like I was never like 2 + 2 is what?
Like 2 + 2 is always going to be 4.
I always hated when like this is gonna sound crazy for me because unfortunately I'm smart.
Unfortunately,
and I do recognize that's a flaw because like it makes it difficult to deal with simple things. But in class, the teacher goes, 2 + 2 = what? And whatever. Timmy is like 7. And the teacher's like, no. Basically, how you do it is you count the end point, the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 + 2 = 4. And I was like, Timmy, if you have 2 boogers, all right?
Yeah.
And then in the other nostril, you pick out 2 boogers. You don't have to add that together. You have 4 boogers. You don't have to count all the boogers. I have 2 boogers. If I have identical boogers in the other hand, I now have double that, which would be 4. Now, subtracting, if I ate 2 of the boogers, I would now only have 2 boogers. That's how I was in school. And I'm like, are we really wasting? I know. Are we really wasting time on count? Did you know numbers though were originally written based on the count?
Angles.
Yeah, and that's why 0 is a circle
because it doesn't have any angles,
corners.
That's what
it's angles. It's angles.
Was it angles?
Yeah, because how many angles? It looks like it's corners, but it's angles. Like how many angles are in one? Because one has 2 corners. It has the top corner and the bottom corner.
Yeah, because everything. The original writing, if I'm not mistaken, it was all angles and it wasn't rounded off, correct?
No, the circle would be round.
Except for the circle. But I'm saying all the other numbers were like more angular to dictate how many, like what number it rectified.
Well, yeah, because two look like a 2. What is 2? 2 has a very specific look. 2.
Original Arabic number.
No, they're not Arabic. They would be the Romans.
No, Romans is
Arabic is circly.
No, we use Arabic numerals.
Who invented the 0?
The concept of 0, I believe that is. I believe it's like an Arabic thing.
What?
Yeah, it was not the Romans.
It's probably the Greeks. Who invented 0?
Yeah, this is the original Arabic numerals.
That? Oh, really?
Yeah. We use Arabic.
Mayans invented 0.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm
the surprised. First recorded 0 appeared in Mesopotamia around 3 BC. The Mayans invented it independently. It was later devised in India in the mid 5th century.
The concept of 0.
A concept of 0.
Huh.
Because Romans don't have a 0.
Correct.
In the numeral. That's why they couldn't add and subtract correctly. But also 0. What is it? 0 is last, right? Is it last in the thing?
It is.
It's last in the thing because if it starts off first, then 9 would be 10.
Oh yeah.
Right. But anyway, well, what's the 2 look like? Let me see.
It looks like a Z.
Z.
Yeah.
So
it's based off the angles.
It's So it's not. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the 4 was the 7. Like the 7s have lines in them.
Yes.
So you.
That's why. Like,
that's why That's how I do my. Well, not exactly, but my 7s look like.
Yeah, they have like the little slash in them.
Yeah. But when in class with people doing math, I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
We're like dividing. How hard is it to divide? Well, because it's divided by 7. Like, it's not an even number. Like, so divided by 6. Like, but that's wrong. No, you divide it by 6. Look at JD getting confused here.
I'm already confused.
Well, what is 4 divided by 1?
4 divided by 1? 4.
How hard was that?
It wasn't hard.
All right. So what is 5? What is 5 divided by 3?
5 divided by 3 is, I don't know. I don't know.
How do you not know?
Because I don't know.
What's 6 divided by 3?
2.
Okay. So if we go back, now you could do math quickly. So if it's 2, right? You know where I'm getting at?
You're saying that you could just go backwards from 2.
You could go backwards.
So is it like 1?
Or you could even say what's 2 divided by 4 is 2.
Then yeah, I got another. Is it 2.5? 1.5? I don't know.
Do you want me to show? I'll show you. So watch. First I'll show you. Where the hell's the thing?
Over there.
I'll show you the answer.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So if we go 5 divided by 4 is 1.25. Okay. Do you got that so far?
1.25.
You got that?
I got that.
All right. First of all, this is easy to figure out for many reasons. Okay? Because if you, here's the way to do it. 4 divided by 4 is
1.
Yeah. So how many points? Well, here's an example. 4 divided by 6 is what?
4 divided by 6?
Yeah.
1.5. Yeah.
Right?
No, you're going the other way. 4 divided by 6?
Oh,
That would be like
6 divided by 4.
75.
See, 1.5.
Yeah.
And then what do you think 7 divided by 4 is?
7 divided by 4?
1.75. 7 divided by 4.
Oh,
Now, the way I figured that out is I would know that it's 1.25 if you do 5 divided by 4 because 4 divided by 4 is 1.
Increments of a quarter.
Well, it takes
0.25.
Well, it takes 4 ones to make 1 in that equation.
Oh.
So 5 is only a quarter of 4, leading to 8.
So much math.
But I don't have to, like, if I see 5 divided by 4, I already know it's 1 at minimum because 4 divided by 4 is always going to be 1. So if I double 4, which would be 8, it'll be 2.
We don't want 2.
So I know that 5, 6, 7, and 8 are only worth a quarter each. So it's 1.25. But my brain just sees that.
I think you might be Rain Man.
No, but see, like, I was doing it a much harder number for you, and I was like, wait a minute, let me calm it down for JD.
Yeah. My brain just went.
But because I have dyslexia, 5 divided by 4 in my head, I might say 4 divided by 5.
You do it backwards.
But I mean 5 divided by 4. Yeah. But anyway, but that's those are like little tricks of adding and subtracting.
The more you know.
Because people will divide 5 into 4, but that's not what you should be dividing. Because now, this is the crazy part. Anything divided by 4, I know that 4 is 1, 8 is 2, 12 is 3, right?
So now you can just break it up in between.
Because every 4 leading to the next whole number is only a quarter every time. So if I said 9 divided by 4, I already know it's 2.25. It can't, right?
Yeah.
Based on, because I only have to get to the whole number. And then what is the quarter value? But it's the same thing. If you learn what 5 divided by 5 is
1.
Is 1. So 5 to 10 would be 2, right? So 10 divided by.
So you break everything up into fifths.
No. Well, something like that. So like if we did 6 divided by 5. So now it wouldn't be the quarter, it'd be 20s, right?
Fifths.
Just 2/4. Yeah. So that's the way you would just automatically know. Now, you get it?
Yeah.
See how easy it is?
That's a very interesting.
What do you think sevens would be? If we
break it up at the sevenths.
So 7 to 7 is 14, right? So we know that's 2. So it's a 7 difference.
Yeah. You just blowing my mind right now. Kind of like with the trick with 11s. Any double number by 11.
I love that. Like sometimes when I'm doing stuff and like the number 11 times something pops up and I go, "Oh, I know this." Anyway, all right, that's it. We're done. All right, thank you. Have a good night. Oh, remember, you have to, if you haven't already, don't crap your pants. Mostly, it's bad.
Yeah, mostly don't crap.
Wait, let's get another shot of JD. This is JD.
It's my last show. Thanks, everybody.
JD, are you going to become a mathematician when you get out of here?
No, but maybe a math magician because I'll just make stuff up.
By the way, what I just showed you mathematically is not practical application. However, I learned that out of school to make math, so I don't have to add anymore. Like math, whatever I have to do to not have to do math is what I learned. Because I was like, but if it's 4 plus 4 is always 8, I don't have to add anymore. So if I see 4 and 4, I know it's 8. Mm-hmm. So if I see 4 and say 3, I know it's 7. Because if 4 and 4 is 8,
it's literally 1 away from.
It's 1 away. So if I see 4 and 2, I know it's 2 away. I don't have to add that. I just know it's 6.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, but look at JD, man. It's looking good today. JD, how tall are you?
5'4".
Without shoes, I mean.
5'4". Technically, that is short.
Are you?
5'4" is actually the beginning of being considered short.
Is that true? Let me see.
That is true.
How tall is short? 5'4". Participants also rated men described as short at 5 feet 4 inches, average 5 feet 10. Oh, I'm average because I'm 5'9.5".
Oh yeah,
right.
Look at that.
Tall would be 6'4". Participants viewed short men as less socially attractive, less successful, less physically attractive, less well-adjusted, accurate, and less. Oh well, you're masculine.
Yeah.
Now, did you know that most successful managers or leaders are taller than 6 foot on average?
I did not. I think we actually had a conversation where you said most people who are in like positions of power are like 6 foot over.
Yeah. It doesn't. Well, obviously, Putin is not. I think Putin is like average height, but like people who are like sociopaths and stuff that are like just like machines at working
are like 6.
They're like 6 feet tall, which makes sense for one of our friends. But
yes. How'd that
go? If anyone saw what I saw, that would instantly be gratifying. What else? What is this? Oh wait. Reasons why women and men care about height. I don't care about height as long as the women are shorter than me.
Okay. I don't care. Almost no woman.
Do you hear what I just said?
What?
I don't care about height unless women are shorter than me. That means I care about. Come on.
Wait.
Keep up, folks. Is 5'9" tall? 5'9" is a very good height for a guy. It's perfectly average, very round height, taller than most girls. Yeah, and not short at all. In fact, it's really far away from short. It's really far away from short, mostly. It's closer to 6 foot than 5. Yes, 5'9" is closer to 6 foot than 5'5". Think about that. 5'9" guys who think they are short are literally psychos. What would 5'4" or 5'5" guys say to that? I don't know. We can't hear them. They're so far down. Hey, you're pretty tall for a 5'9" guy. Do you hear that? What is that?
This is the wind is up.
Nice. Oh, what are you doing down there, little boy? I'm 30. All right. Wait. Do short men of 5'4" have small penises? Oh, depending on which study you believe, the average penis size is somewhere between 5 and 6 inches. But the difference in average penis size for a 5'4" man and a 6'4" one is only about half an inch. Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh.
That's interesting.
What's a penis?
5, 6. How do guys have penises so small? That's average. I'll be honest. My whole life, I thought I had a small penis.
Well, according to like your family curse, I could see why.
I mean, that's fair.
Wait. I gotta laugh.
Yeah, JD did it. Took 3 years, 4 months, and 7 penises. No, seriously, I thought I had a small penis my whole life, and then the first girl I was with, before I was like, listen, look, before we get into this, I just want you to know
I have a small penis.
Yeah, I'm nothing spectacular down there. Like, more important, I don't even know what I'm doing. So, like, the least of my issues is the size of my penis right now. I don't even know where it goes. And she was like, it's okay. Like, let's just whatever. You know, I have small boobs. And I was like, yeah, but you're still growing. And she's like, so are you. I go, no.
It is.
The penis is the penis. It doesn't get bigger. There's a certain,
except when it's turned on, but it stays that size.
I already hit my puberty. So it is its size. And she's like, it's okay. And then we went to do the deed, and she's like, you know, and then afterwards she goes, it's not small. And in my head, I'm like,
yeah, okay.
Yo, thanks. I appreciate that, you know. And then the next girl, you know, I was with another girl, and I mean, like, look, I know I have big penis energy, but I don't have big penis. And she's like, and then the first girl I couldn't, the first girl that was like, you don't have to go all the way in. Was the first time I was like, maybe she's too short, you know, but she was like almost my height. So I was like, no, I don't know if that would work. That was the first time I was like, maybe I don't have a small penis. I didn't even think I was average. That's how bad it was.
Wait, is this before the internet? You could be like, what is the average size?
JD, I'm before cell phones.
Jesus.
The first time I had sex,
so did you?
They didn't even, my phone was still attached to the wall.
So the first time you had sex, did you have to like go through like
this is private
those garter belts or whatever?
Wait, what? No. See, now you're just being ignorant. Garter belts. The first time you had sex, how old were you? 18?
Was I 15? I think
you were 15. Oh, you were already an adult. Was it sex where it was like, woohoo, or was it like, oh my god, I'm having sex. This is crazy.
Probably that second one.
Oh my god.
It's like, oh yeah.
Did you not know where to do? Like, you were just like, do I put a hand on the boob? I mean, I have free access, right? She's showing them to me. Let me just grab it. All right, this is good. The clothes are gone. What do I do? Oh, it's in her. Oh my god.
And we're done.
What is going on here? What is that?
Like you were there. Oh, God.
There's no way it's gonna just go in. Oh my god, it's so warm. All right. Do I go fast or slow? Do you like it fast or slow? Don't talk to me. Okay, don't talk to them. All right. Crap. I'll try slow first. It's feeling good. Should I go faster? Don't. No. Slow back down. Slow back down. No, go faster. Oh, you want me to go faster? I can't go faster. Why? Because it feels really good for me when I go faster. Yeah, it feels really good for me too. Ah, crap. Well, at least it doesn't take 20 minutes on average to warm a woman up. Oh, I came. Did you come? No. I haven't even started the process to come. Well, how about I just play with you for a while? Okay. Oh, God. I wish I could get a ham sandwich. Did you say something? No, I was thinking in my head. This girl's rude.
Speaking of food, what do you want for dinner?
That's crazy. When was the first time you were like, all right, I'm getting the hang of this? Was it with the same girl, or was it like Girls In? Were you like, all right, I know what I'm doing. I know how to have sex.
The
second time. I compared it to my notes. I had these crayon drawings of what sex is supposed to be. I wrote out a plan.
Listen,
I figured out what
stick figures.
I analyzed my life, you know, and I said to myself, what makes me happy? I like coming. So every drawing is of me coming. There's no girl in there. Well, I mostly come by myself. No, how many times? When did you realize you were like, this is it? I'm ready. I'm ready for the big games.
Yeah.
You don't know?
I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much a virgin again.
Yeah, but well, we know that. But like, there was never a point where you're like, you know what? I'm going into that room confident.
Like at first, like I was like, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, kind of like flailing around like a fish.
Yeah. We got that part. But like, what point where you're like, you weren't thinking that you were like, I'm ready for this.
Once I felt comfortable with like the person, like we actually like communicated what it is that we, I guess, liked.
Did you feel like that communication was going to help you with the next person? Where you were like, no, this is the person I'm marrying. Gonna have 1,800 kids with.
I'm in
love. She came. I came. We talked about it. No one else. This is my life. I gotta go to college. I gotta get a degree. I gotta get a job. I gotta buy a house. Oh, if I get a house, we could have like 30 dogs.
That's the best part of that story.
How good was her pussy?
I don't care. I got all these dogs.
Honestly, I have never. She's the best girl I've had to date. Well, how about the girls after her? What? No. Were you ever with a woman and you thought, I'm going to stay with this for as long as I can until I find someone new? Or you were like, this is the girl for me. This is the girl. Forever. And never.
Prior to somewhat recently, every time I was in a serious monogamous relationship,
you were like,
this is the one.
Really? So you didn't think about other women?
Not until like the relationship was like,
oh crap,
done.
Wait.
And by done, I mean like we were both unhappy in the relationship.
Did you break up with her, or you stayed with them? I like to do that. I like to wait for them to break up with me. I like to feel helpless. I'm not happy in this relationship. I'll wait till she's unhappy, and maybe she'll do it.
It's like,
sure, I don't want to hurt her feelings, even though I'm unhappy. She treats me like crap, but I don't want to hurt her feelings. So I'm just gonna stay. I'm just gonna stay until maybe I just. You know what I'll do? I won't give her my time, and then she'll start being mad.
And then she'll just be like, "Oh, it's her idea."
I only did that once, and it was because I was gonna die, and then I didn't die, so then I broke up with her.
Well, I'm glad you didn't die.
I'm not.
Well, I am glad that you are, the awesome, amazing person that you are.
He's just saying that so the show has some entertainment, because if it was just him.
Listen, I gotta throw out my 2 cents sometimes.
Marketing. So basically, if you want to market, you
market.
You just
do it.
Market. Yeah, you figure out what you want to market. I would write that down, and then
you market.
Yeah, and then people just know who you are.
Done.
All right, see you next week. How long do you think the shows would be? Like 10 minutes,
long. Maybe
10 to kind of get into it. All right, so today I just want everyone to know this is a subject I'm very comfortable with, but we're going to go over it. I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts on it, and then we're going to explore it, okay? So today is going to be about marketing, and my feelings on that is marketing is very important. Now we're going to explore it. You should market. All right, so next week.
The more you talk about this, the more I just want to become a professor and get like those little like tweed jackets.
I was almost a professor, right?
Why didn't you profess?
Because I didn't want to do it.
Oh, it makes sense.
So, and also, I was closing the theater now. It was during that time.
Oh, where
with Suffolk Community College, they were like, you could teach a class.
Oh wait, I think I recall having this conversation.
I was like, I don't want to teach a class. And they're like, all our students say your internship is amazing. And I was like, yeah, I know.
Wait, did you have the internship listed through them? Or
yeah. Because I was building relationships with colleges so I could do more stuff. Because my ultimate goal was to do speaking and stuff.
And they were like, no, we want to make you do a whole thing. And you're like, no.
Because anyone who came in to intern, sometimes I had 2, 3, or sometimes 4. But anyone who came in, I would let them do, I would teach them too. So I'd be like, hey, today I'm going to give you 30 minutes of an education. I'm going to teach you what it is. Then, and then I, whatever it is they wanted to do, like, so if they were a graphic artist, I'd be like, all right, let's make like I'm a client. This would be the process to being like if you were your own boss, or let's go. What would you do if you were your own boss? What if you were working for somebody? I'm going to give you tasks, and you got to give yourself time limits. All right, let me try. I want to get my conceptual idea down within an hour. So, whatever, or I'm going to work on it for an hour. And then, then you work on it and you go, all right, my hour's done. All right, I didn't get that, but I have other clients. How would I organize that time? And so I really pushed them to understand the process, and then they would just, plus I was teaching them, the triangle of life and how to grow wealth and how to do this. And then sometimes they'd be like, hey, if I drop out of school, can I just come here and work here? And I was like, no. And like, why not? I was like, because I think you want to be around you just want to learn from me, but you don't necessarily care about the company, like you don't care about the growth. And they're like, no, I do. And I was like, all right, so come in and be a salesperson. And by being a salesperson, you could learn, everything, and then you'll be here.
And then you are literally like, you have the motivation to actually be the salesperson.
Yeah. And they're like, how much does it pay? I go, it pays 0, but you make 25% of every sale. And they're like, really? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, that's not a lot of money. I go, well, if you get one client that pays $250 a month, that's $25, right? No, it's $67.50. That's $67.50. So if you get 10 clients that you don't have to work on because you're not consulting them, you're just bringing them in, and they consistently re-up every month, that's $670. That's not a lot of money. I go, that's only 10. Now get to 20. Now you have 12 something, almost 13.
Yeah, because you are also doing the classes. So like, let's say you had classes, 10 or 20 people per class. How many classes did you have a week?
Well, 3 or 4, depending.
Yeah. So let's say you had 10 to 20 per class.
It'd be a lot. It'd be a lot of money. But also, I'd be like, if you bring in a marketing deal, we get paid $100 to $200 an hour. So if it's $100 an hour, you get $25 for every hour. If it's $200, you're getting $50 per hour as a salesperson. So
and then their only job is just to make sure that the client is happy. Yeah,
pretty much. And I would always say everything we do is in 10-hour increments. So if it's $100 an hour, they're going to give us $1,000. You're going to make $250. So every month they re-up their retainer. You're getting $250. So like I was like, it builds on, and they're like, no, I just want to. I was like, all right,
well,
okay, bye. They're like, no one does this. I go, every sales company, car dealers do this. You do not get a salary at car dealerships. They tell you get $100 per car sold. I get what? $100 a car? I'm good. Goodbye. Anyway, I guess that's it. Anything else?
No.
All right, bye.
Bye, everybody.